Hello, Jumbo fans and Bowdoin fans alike. This is Ravi, Chinsky, and Charlie Driver reporting from Zimmern Field on this homecoming weekend. And we have an exciting game brought to you today with the Tufts Jumbos, who are 2-0, versus the Bowdoin Polar Bears at 0-2. It should be a pretty exciting game here, as it is homecoming. So, Charlie, what do you think about the game or homecoming?
I think it should be a really exciting game, and it's nice to see so many alumni and so many Tufts students alike coming out for this game. And we even saw one Bowdoin fan earlier, so they should have a good time too, barring a bad result for their team.
We did see a lone Bowdoin fan, but they will be lining up in the section across from us, hopefully, as this is a jumbo zone right in front of us.
A sea of brown and blue.
A sea of brown and blue is right. Now, what are your plans for homecoming?
My plans for homecoming, I'm hoping to celebrate a Jumbo's victory today after the game, and then settle down and watch the Mets playoff game tonight versus the Dodgers.
Well, hopefully we get both those wishes and the Mets win, though I don't think a lot of fans around here really want to hear about the Mets.
Yeah.
But I guess they're happy the Yankees are out. Anyway, it looks like the coin toss and the field are rushing on.
There's a lot of energy here on the field today. You can see it in both the Tufts players and the Bowdoin players. It's a big game for Tufts, homecoming obviously, and they're also going to try and get revenge against Bowdoin for inflicting one of the 4 losses they had last year. This game against Bowdoin is a very historic matchup. There have been 110 meetings of these two teams. Tufts holds the advantage throughout the season with 58 wins to 49 wins for Bowdoin. And the first game started in 1889. And now we're going to take you for the national anthem right before we get underway for kickoff here at Zimmern Field. A very patriotic rendition of the national anthem by our Tufts pep band. And we're about to get this game underway. Ravi, what do you think are the keys to the game today for both teams?
Absolutely. I think the first key to this game is to watch the matchup between the Bowdoin offensive line and the Tufts D-line. Whereas the last 2 games, Bowdoin's O-line has allowed 8 sacks in 2 games. Probably a little part of that 0-2 record. Quarterbacks can't throw if they're under pressure. And the Tufts D-line has inflicted 8 sacks in their last 2 games, showing they clearly can get pressure on the quarterback. So it'd be quite a riveting matchup between those two. I think a second key thing we have to look at is, while right now, brought to you by MSN Apps, it is 55 degrees, sunny, and a beautiful day to play some football. Yesterday it was not so beautiful, and it rained cats and dogs. And so we had the field was wet, and hopefully today players aren't slipping and they have a good thing. The third thing is what we're about to watch, which is special teams. Last year, special teams did a lot of damage for Tufts, where they started from about the 50-yard line on many of their drives.
And we have Bowdoin kicking off to Tufts to start the game. Andrew Sisti, the kicker, with the kickoff. Deep kick. Received by Tufts. Lateral. And brought down around the 20-yard line for Tufts to start.
It looks like we're starting the year off with a trick play here. Last year was a very cut-and-dry method, but we're starting off the year with a lateral kickoff.
And in the backfield for Tufts, we have the starting quarterback, Alex Snyder, a junior from Colorado Springs, Colorado, and Chance Brady, number 3, who's been a really big part of Tufts' good season so far in the backfield, rushing the ball. Both returning players from last year. The snap from the gun. Snyder looking around, passes, complete to number 81, and tackled right around the 40-yard line, and that will move the chains.
And a very strong start here by the Jumbos, where receiver found a hole in the coverage.
And that was Joe Burns on the catch, sophomore, from Ashland, Massachusetts. From the gun again. Quick screen. Brought to the outside and right around by the line of scrimmage there.
And seeing a play like that, we see the Jumbos are not afraid to give a chance to their receivers and try to let the play happen.
That was Ben Barry with the catch.
Second down. A name we used to call quite a lot in our last year.
He's had a slow year this time, but at one catch already, he's raring to go there. Second and around 10 still from the shotgun. Snyder fakes the handoff, running out to the side, passes down and caught. That will move the chains. That's a catch for number 20, Mike Rando, who's having a good season so far with 11 catches for 108 yards, not including that catch.
And Snyder there, recognizing the blitz was coming from the left side, goes and finds his man while rolling in a perfect catch.
First down on the Bowdoin 46-yard line. Handoff to Brady. It's his first chance of the game, and he's tackled for a gain of around 3 yards. That'll make it a 2nd and 7 for Tufts here, moving their way up into Bowdoin territory.
And a good positive run there by Jumbo, showing they're pass happy, but they're also going to keep it balanced with their running game.
There's been a real good balance in play calling throughout the season so far. There's been a good balance of run and pass.
And a good balance is what wins football games and throws defenses off guard.
Sticking the shotgun there. Pass to Snyder scrambling, and he's brought down around a gain of 5 or 6 yards.
Snyder with the good run there, recognizing pressure running through 2 defenders, but he may not think about getting down next time and to avoid taking that kind of hit.
3rd and 3 here. Tufts look like they're sticking the shotgun. Snyder and Brady still in the backfield. Colleen and Rando in the wide receiver position. Getting ready for the snap. Snap to Snyder. Fake handoff to Brady. Pass completed, and no, it's dropped. Came out on the hit. Pass intended for number 81, Jack Colleen.
And Colleen probably wants that back. They always say as a receiver, if you get 2 hands on it, you should pull it in.
And that'll bring up 4th down for Tufts. And it looks like Willie Holmquist, kicker, first year on the football team, is out to try and make his 5th field goal of the year. He's 4 for 6 so far this season.
He's punting.
Oh, he's punting?
Yeah.
It's early in the game. I'll make some mistakes.
Well, he's looking.
It's Willie Holmquist. Oh, fake. Running, and that will get Tufts the first down. Big choice there from head coach Jay Savetti in his 5th year.
And with that, we see 2 tricks here by the Jumbos. Earlier on with the lateral and now faking the punt.
That is already Tufts' 3rd attempt at a 4th down this season. They've made 5th attempt. They've made 3 of those. Good
60% efficiency is something NFL teams strive for on 4th down, that's for sure.
And still Snyder and Brady again in the backfield. Shotgun, Brady off to the left. Pass, handoff to Brady. Brady making a hole. Oh, he's going! And he's tackled just after the first down, a gain of around 11 or 12 yards for Chance Brady, number 3.
A nice trip up there by Bowdoin to stop Brady from going even farther, maybe even kicking to the house.
Tufts getting ready for some red zone offense here. Standing around the 18-yard line. Snyder in the shotgun. Right to his left is Brady. And the snap. Handoff to Brady again. Oh, he's through. Brady finding a hole and a touchdown. Chance Brady, number 3, with a touchdown. 2 big runs early, and Tufts takes a 7-0 lead here at homecoming.
And see, what I think set that play up was that handoff, because in the last few we've seen wonderful faked handoffs. We've seen faked handoffs, but here, that handoff actually almost faked me out. I didn't even know he had it until all of a sudden you pointed it out.
This is Brady's 3rd touchdown of the year, and we'll see the attempt for an extra point here. And it looks like Holmquist going up again. Let's see if they try another fake.
Or will he go again?
Holmquist is 3 for 3 on extra points this year. The snap, the kick, and it is good.
And he gives the guy who's catching the football absolutely no chance at that one as he drove that one through.
And early on, no more than 4 minutes in, Tufts has taken a 7-0 lead against the Polar Bears here. Good start for Tufts.
And what's more is Tufts look convincing in these drives. Sure, they had to resort to a fake there, but you know what? That is that's a legitimate way to get a first down.
You have to take your chances early and often in football.
You do.
It's a game of time, and you don't have an abundance. Here's a replay of the Brady
touchdown.
He just found a hole, and he ran past everyone with his speed.
And hopefully taking that late kind of hit, he's okay.
And we have Holmquist again coming out to take the kickoff.
Or will he kick it off, or do you think he's going to try a fake of a little onside kick right here?
I think that would be pretty audacious from him.
I think right now Tufts is showing they're unpredictable.
Two men back for Bowdoin on the return. The lead returners have been Jibrail Coy and Daniel Barone. Holmquist gets ready for the kick. With the run-up and the kickoff. Fired deep. And that will roll back into the end zone and be a touchback. 20-yard line for Bowdoin starting their first drive of the day.
And a line drive kick there by the Tufts kicker. Getting very lucky with that roll, though.
Couldn't really be handled very well by the Bowdoin player there.
It couldn't, and interestingly enough, if our memory serves correct, last year there were not many touchbacks at all. But Holmquist showing he has a leg to hit an extra point, which was also an issue last year for many teams, but also that he can kick touchbacks.
And shotgun taken by Tim Drakely, the quarterback for Bowdoin here. To his right is Tyler Grant, the running back. Out to the side and received. Caught by number 81, Nick Vilas, the leading receiver so far for Bowdoin, who is tied for the NESCAC lead with 14 catches, make that 15 on the season.
And a good play there by the Bowdoin quarterback because he recognized there was a two-man blitz coming on him, and he just threw a quick pass out to the side, got a few yards out of it, avoided any hit. Also a nice block by the running back.
2nd and 4. Drakely tries to catch them offside. Doesn't work. He's getting some instructions from the sideline, and they're moving up. Now and they've swapped positions. Now in the shotgun with Grant off to his right. Passes out to Grant. Grant running. And actually, Andrew Tichy on the reception, a freshman running back from Fishdale, Massachusetts. And that will move the chains.
And a very smart play there. A smart short pass turned into a good amount of yards.
Interesting move not having Tyler Grant in the backfield for the start of this drive by Bowdoin. Tyler Grant burned the Jumbos last year for 203 yards in last game. With 4 touchdowns, which was half of his season total in Bowdoin's 33-20 win here in Maine last year.
Bowdoin needing some reassurance from the sidelines here.
And the snap to Tim Drakely on 1st and 10. Passes out to the side. Received. Owen tripped up. That'll be a gain of 4 for number 2, Daniel Barone, a co-captain for Bowdoin, the senior from Holston, Massachusetts.
It might serve well that he didn't actually manage, and this is what I was talking about earlier with the weather. A potential way to lose your footing throughout the game, but maybe a little better as a Tufts defender was right there waiting to maul him.
For sure. 2nd and 7 here. Drakely, slightly behind him is Tichy. Snap received. Passes. Oh, and it's intercepted by Tufts, a defensive lineman. And that is a huge play for Tufts there. He tried the short pass, and that was intercepted by number 87, Mike Miller. I believe. No, sorry.
97.
Number 97, Micah Adikes, who has 1.5 sacks on the season and now has an interception to go with that.
And as we were discussing earlier, the defensive line for Tufts had gotten in the face of the quarterback, who had to drop back, not get his feet planted, and just lofted one up, and at Adikes making a nice play there. Sure hands.
And quickly, Tufts is back in possession. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Snap to Snyder. Passes deep, looking up is Colleen, and that's over his head. A little too far from Snyder there.
However, I do like that he took that chance because as you saw, Bowdoin was just taking short passes and we were taking medium to short passes. But now taking that deep ball, it shows Bowdoin they're going to have to respect that.
Bowdoin's been burned in the air as well this year. They're letting up 504 yards total defense average per game. 2nd and 10 here. Snyder with a handoff to Brady. Brady running through, finds another hole. He's still running. Oh, Brady could go all the way here. At the 10, at the 5. Oh, and he's tackled right at the 2. What a stop.
And Brady wanting a face mask there, which I don't think he's going to get.
And that is Reeder Wells, the leading tied for 2nd in NESCAC tackles with his 21st tackle in the year, saving a touchdown and a bigger hole for Bowdoin.
And that was a very impressive tackle, too. Taking the storming Brady and throwing him down.
And fullback in here for Tufts. They're going to try and run it into the end zone. Chance Brady running to the outside, and he will get in here easily for his 2nd touchdown of the day. And Tufts goes up now 13-0, 14 pending this extra point.
Put that boy on my NESCAC fantasy roster.
He's having one great day so far, and it can only get better with time.
It can, provided he doesn't lose his footing or he does not turn the ball over. The Jumbos are looking and are poised for a big game here.
And this is Holmquist out again to try and get his 2nd extra point of the game and his 5th for the season. Having an easy day so far, only having to make short chip shots.
And he didn't even have to punt the ball yet.
And a kick, and that will be good. 14-0 Tufts. 9 minutes to go in the 1st quarter.
And the crowd behind the field cheering the man who caught that ball.
People are still coming into this stadium. They're missing a lot here. A lot of action early in this game. And Bowdoin are going to have to do something on this next drive if they want to get back in it and not let it get away early.
And not only that, to prevent them from finding their first win pretty much. Bowdoin looking for their first win. Jumbo's looking to stay undefeated here after last year. They went 4-0 here at home. But before that, they had 4 seasons where they could not manage to win a game, and now they are looking very, very strong. Maybe.
This is a long way away from the past few years. Not last year, but the year before when we were mired in a 31-game losing streak from 2010 to 2014.
Indeed, that, and even watching those games, sometimes they didn't even come close. But now the Jumbos are looking like the teams that they look almost like they're going to become a powerhouse here in this NESCAC division.
And it's a big part in thanks to head coach Jay Savetti. Holmquist with the kickoff. More on Savetti after the kick. Short, collected by 9, Jabrail Coy. Jabrail Coy running, and he will be taken down by a large mass of players right around the 23-yard line. So Bowdoin can start their 2nd drive of the day after the early interception by Drakely that set up that 2nd Brady touchdown.
And a good gang tackle there by Jumbos, making sure he doesn't get out.
As I was saying, Savetti, in his 5th year as head coach here, now has his first full team that is all his recruiting class, which could play a part in Tufts' resurgence here in this 2015 season so far.
Indeed, getting the players with the characteristics that you want in them is certainly a big part to build a team.
Man in motion, Drakely takes the pass. Handoff to Grant. Grant is brought down for a gain of about 3 yards, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 7 for Bowdoin.
To point out with the Savetti point that picking players that you personally want to recruit and that you want with your play set is probably a reason that the Jets have gotten better this year.
Jets, yes, for sure. It's they haven't had many draft picks, and now they're really being able to build a team, and they've been productive so far.
Exactly. I just wanted to throw out my Jets there, just broadcast that I'm a proud Jets fan.
Barone in motion again. Drakely with the snap. Another handoff. And he will be eaten up right around the line of scrimmage for a gain of 1 or 2.
And this Tufts defensive line showing not only will they put pressure on the quarterback, but they will stop the run, and that is a big, and taking away the run game is going to force Bowdoin to have to play a pass-happy game, and hopefully for their sake they don't have Atticus on their butt the whole day.
For sure. And we have a 3rd and 7 here for Bowdoin. Drakely in the shotgun. Receives it, high snap, running to the seam, being chased, pass up, and it overthrown to Barone, and that will bring up a 4th down, a 3-and-out here for Bowdoin, barring an audacious attempt at a fake 4th down, which we've already seen from Tufts, but not
But not
this deep in their own half.
Exactly. I don't foresee one of those. But once again, on that last play, Atticus was running right after that quarterback looking to go get him.
It was, as you said, in the keys to the game, the pressure that Tufts has been able to get on the opposing quarterback has been a major part in their success this year. This will be Andrew Morochik with the punt. Punting it down.
No fake.
A fair catch called by number 20, Mike Rando, and Tufts will get the ball right around the 33-yard line to start their third drive of the day.
And I can't wait until we get the opportunity to see Rando actually do his thing that he did last year, which he wreaked havoc on teams being able to. He got a bunch of touchdowns off of his punt and kickoff abilities. He started them off in amazing field position. And even now, they're not in bad field position starting from their own 35-yard line.
1st and 10 here. Snyder in the shotgun. Snap. Handoff. And tackled. That was Dominic Borelli on his first rush of the game, who, fun fact, ties his cleats twice pre-game as a superstition.
Well, let's see if it works for him.
Everyone has their little quirks.
They all do. And giving Chance Brady a little break right here is probably a little good idea.
Needs a breather after those big runs. And a flag. And that will be a false start for Tufts, so they'll move back 5 yards, and that will make it a 2nd and 11 here.
In fact, that is the first penalty of the game so far, so let's hope that's the first and last.
You won't see many, especially with Bowdoin playing. Bowdoin are the least penalized team in NESCAC. They only have 11 penalties through 2 games for a total of 72 yards this season, which is quite good on their in terms of the restraint they show, but maybe those penalties would have stopped some big plays down the line in the past 2 games.
Yeah, they do say pass interference. It's a double-ended sword.
Snyder in the shotgun. Passes, and that is caught for right about a first down by number 8, Joe Nault. That is his 5th catch of the year. The sophomore out of Guilford, Connecticut.
And the good thing there with Snyder, even though he double-clutched looking for maybe a deeper receiver, made his mind up very fast, and he clearly shows he has his arm strength about him.
Joe Nault and Mike Rando, who we've seen catch balls already, they're both members of Delta Upsilon, the fraternity here. Pass caught and taken down right around 6 yards down the field, and that will bring up a 2nd down. As I was saying, every single player for Tufts who has caught a ball this season has been a member of the Delta Upsilon fraternity. Handoff. Snyder taking him himself, and he's brought down right around the line of scrimmage. And that will bring it up a 3rd and 5.
But with that, we see Snyder, and he's been making good decisions all day. So it's a little trying to sneak out there. We know he can run. We've seen him run. So see that again.
Pass. Oh, wide open and a catch. That'll be a first down for Tufts, and they'll move into Bowdoin territory there.
And a good job holding on to that ball despite taking that very quick on him tackle.
And that'll be a first down. And Tufts again in Bowdoin territory early here. Still only 10 minutes into the first quarter, and they've already scored 2 touchdowns.
Again, liking their 4 wide receiver set.
Snap to Snyder. Fake, handoff, pass complete to Colleen. Colleen running downfield, and he will get right up to the first down, maybe 2 yards to go, bringing up a 2nd and 8.
And this just showing that Tufts, they're not afraid to air it out. They're not afraid to go across the middle. They're not afraid to try short screen passes. They really are a balanced offense, and it's a good thing to see here in the first quarter, so hopefully they keep it up.
Shotgun again. Snyder taking the snap. Handoff and taken down right behind the line of scrimmage is Borelli, number 30.
You win some, you lose some. Sometimes maybe he doesn't. Maybe Buzz Shoes didn't get. Maybe one of the knots got unknotted for that play.
You have to try it. You have to try it. You can't only rely on the pass, and you can't only rely on the run.
That is correct. Or, as we've seen today, you want to rely on chance.
Very true. You got to take a chance on chance.
Give the hot player a hand. A lot of times it's about who has the hottest hand at the time, and Chance Brady showing, well, he can run, but deciding not to go with them.
3rd and 7. Snyder takes the shotgun snap. Passed. Oh, tossed up. Oh, intercepted by Bowdoin. 2 deflections there, and that is number 10 on the interception, Greg Thompson. That is his first interception of the season for the safety. That's a big play there. Let's see if Bowdoin can capitalize on that and get some momentum back.
And interestingly enough, I was just going to comment and say Borelli, the running back, had a great block at an inside blitzer, but instead decided,
and here's a replay of the interception. It wasn't as much Snyder's fault as it was just a tipped pass that got tipped again and fell right into the hands of the safety there.
It was a little behind him, but great
running
coverage.
Play for Bowdoin there, and they'll get right around 5 yards out of that. And that is Barone on the carry. That is his 3rd run of the season, I believe. They've been using him as a weapon both out wide and as a running back.
There was very tight coverage on that play, and it was good. You can see on the field now we have a bunch of shirtless people, some in their underwear, showing off their jumbo pride.
Oh, we both like and don't like to see that. And a 2nd and 9 here for Bowdoin, right in their own territory after the interception by Thomas.
Well, they're walking off the field now, so you don't have to deal with them too much longer.
Lovely. And Drakely will take it himself, and he's brought down behind line of scrimmage, and the ball's out! And it looks like Tufts has the ball! Let's see. And that will be a fumble recovered by Tufts. What a huge play, getting that momentum back after the interception.
And this is the kind of thing that'll drive coaches crazy. You get the interception, you tell the quarterback, just do a sneak. All you need to do is hold on to the ball and go down. But instead, he gets a fumble.
That's Drakely's 2nd turnover already.
See, let's watch a replay of this.
And he tried to take it himself, and it just got knocked right out of his hands.
I'll tell you one thing. If I were the Bowdoin coaches, I would wish the Aiden Cat got challenges, because that looked pretty close to me.
Snyder, 1st and 10 in the red zone. Passes to, hands off to Brady. Brady finding a hole, and he'll make it around 3 or 4 yards.
Opting for using Brady instead of Morelli in the red zone, where Brady's had so much success today, is seems almost like the obvious choice right now. No disrespect to Morelli at all.
He wants his 3rd touchdown. He wants a hat trick of touchdowns right in the 1st quarter.
At this rate, he can get 2 hat tricks.
Oh, could get a high-scoring game here. Snyder seeing something in the defense, going back into the shotgun. Brady on his right. Snap to Snyder. Snyder going for a pass, and he's going to take him himself. Snyder running, and he's down right around the 10-yard line. That will bring up a 3rd and 4 or so yards.
Smart decision, seeing he had nobody open and decided to take it himself for just a few yards, but nonetheless got him a few good positive yards.
Any yard is a productive yard in football.
It is.
And they're sticking with the same personnel here, Snyder and Brady in the backfield.
Once
3
again,
wide receivers.
To avoid injury, he should really think about sliding rather than his half dive thing.
It's an odd decision there, but he still picked up the yards, and he kept a hold on the ball, unlike Drakely. Hand off to snap to Snyder. Pass. Oh, tipped up again. No interception this time though. Pass right into the end zone, intended for, by the looks of it, Colleen. And that will bring up a 4th down and a possible field goal attempt for Willie Holmquist.
I'm going to watch another replay of the deflected pass. Good defense there by Bowdoin.
And that's Thompson again, who's having himself a good day, already with that interception and now with that very important pass breakup. Here's Holmquist.
This defense generally has been completely underwhelming all of today.
Holmquist going for his 5th field goal of the year. We saw him fake earlier, but he's going to take it for real this time, and that will be
driven
good.
Right through.
Holmquist having himself a good year so far. That's his 5th field goal. In week 1, he was the NESCAC Special Teams Player of the Week.
With that leg, I could believe it. Driving those through, getting touchbacks.
It's interesting for Tufts to have a specialized kicker in play. They didn't have one last year. They were using position players to kick and punt. But Holmquist can do it all. He can kick and he can punt, and he's been doing a great job of both.
Indeed, it was almost like a humorous sight. But you know what? This year, this special team, there is nothing funny about this.
Tufts is on a roll so far. They're up 17-0, 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. I'm Charlie Driver here with my co-commentator Ravi, and we're getting ready for another Bowdoin attempt at possession.
Watching a 17-0 game here, and it's only the first quarter. Tufts showing that they are the alpha jumbo.
Tufts has the fans, they have the record, and they have the points on the board here at homecoming. And it's all it's coming up Tufts. It's all coming up jumbos here at the Zimmern Field. Kickoff for Holmquist. Deep. Coy underneath. And he will catch it right around the goal line, running through, and he'll be brought down right around the 12-yard line. So Bowdoin will start their play inside their own red zone.
And once again, Bowdoin starting with terrible field position. After the interception, they didn't get good field position, which set up the Jumbos' touchdown eventually with another turnover. But on this kickoff, so far it seems that Bowdoin has not really started really much past that 20-yard line of theirs.
And that's again credit to Holmquist with his kicks. Drakely in the shotgun. 3 receivers all on the right side, overloading. And the snap.
And this
going for the pass, passing deep, intended, 81. Oh, he's free! And that is 81, Nick Vilas again, the sophomore, a big player. That's his 16th catch of the year, second of this game.
A flag on the field probably was going to be an offsides, but they're going to obviously decline this.
You could see the defensive end for Tufts jumping off, being called out by Drakely's little games there.
He jumped, he tried coming back, and then he slipped again with the wet field. I'm telling you, it's a thing.
It's also a huge gain for Bowdoin there. That'll take him right up to the 47-yard line of to their own 47-yard line, and take him out of a dangerous position.
And I mean, Bowdoin here is just looking to put up some points, so it's a good thing they're starting to take a few deep chances here.
That's around a 37-yard gain. Drakely from the shotgun. Pass play again. Passing out to Borelli. Oh, and he's going, and he'll go out of bounds there. And sorry, not Borelli. That's Andrew Tichy. Again, the receiving back for Bowdoin here. And they're really moving on this drive, something that we didn't see earlier.
Ironically, both Borelli and him are number 30.
Yeah.
Running backs apparently take number 30 and Brady number 3. They like the number 3 in this league. That's okay with me because that's my favorite number.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line of Tufts for Bowdoin, trying to get on the board here in the first quarter. 17-0 Tufts. Drakely and Tichy still in the backfield. Drakely rolling out to his right. And pass, and that's out of bounds, intended for Vilas again. He had the big gain earlier on this drive. That'll set up a 2nd and 10 for Bowdoin right here.
And once again, Attic is showing he is really going to try to go after this quarterback. They needed 2 people to stop him after his own O-line could not stop him.
Tufts has a lot of pressure on, a lot of ability to cause pressure on the defensive line, but they also have the NESCAC leader in sacks among the linebackers in Zach Thomas, number 92.
And it's not a bad idea because clearly Bowdoin showing they had a fumble forced from him already once today, getting pressure on him. Maybe he's turnover prone.
And there was pressure on that interception by Adikas.
Hey, he got the pressure and he got the ball.
Tufts showing blitz. Drakely from the shotgun. Passes short out and brought down is number 84, Brian Porter, tight end, who has 1 of 2 touchdowns for Bowdoin this year. That'll move the ball forward, but it'll come up to a 3rd and 4 here.
And J.P. Garcia there struggling to bring him down. And tight end there going for a good 2-3 yards on the steps, but you know what? Got to give him credit for being able to bring that big guy down.
On the right side of the field, Drakely in the shotgun. To his left is number 11, Trey Brown, by the looks of it. Oh, no, it's number 30, Andrew Tichy, still sticking with him on this drive, which is odd considering Tyler Grant's success, both historically against Tufts and this season. Snap to Snyder. Snyder looking to his right, rolls out to his right. Pass down, and that'll be out of bounds, and that'll set up a 4th goal. Let's see, 4th down. Let's see if the Bowdoin will try for a field goal.
And interestingly enough, his running back was open off to the left, but he decided to go with them to go to the right.
It looks like they might be going for it here.
I ought to be perfectly honest. I wouldn't put it past someone to even potentially have maybe even a fake kickoff right here. Fake field goal.
This will be Bowdoin's first attempt at a 4th down for the season if they go for it, which they look like they are. Keeping Tichy in the backfield, Drakely in the shotgun. 3 receivers.
I guess when you're down
4th
17
and 5.
points, you go
Drakely
for
takes
it.
a snap. Has good pressure. Oh, and that'll be a first down. Pass complete to number 5, Seamus Power, the senior from Toronto, Ontario, Canadian.
You know, when in doubt, they always say a lot of times to these quarterbacks, when in doubt, go with slants, because slants are generally pretty surefire yardage.
And that'll end the first quarter. Teams will switch positions, and Bowdoin will try and get on the board once we start the second quarter.
And we close out this quarter with the Jumbos having a 17-0 lead over the Polar Bears. So we get ready to switch sides, and we'll see you back in the second quarter. But just a little note, don't forget for our halftime show to please tweet us any questions you may have. Halftime show done by our own Bernie Birnbaum, very popular with the fans in the last few years.
And it looks like they're celebrating one of Tufts' 4 national championship teams on the field right now. That looks like it could be the lacrosse team getting celebrated. A good year for Tufts off the football field in terms of other sports last year, winning 4 national championships, including soccer and lacrosse. And we're celebrating one of the teams here at homecoming in front of the big crowd of alumni and fans. And we're about to get right back underway here. Ball on the 20-yard line, right at the edge of the red zone for Bowdoin.
Well, the teams are off the field. Now we got the right teams on the field. Ready to
continue
play
some
ball
football
again. Let's play some football again. Where the Jumbos look to, Bowdoin's looking to get their first points of the game. The Jumbos looking to stop them. Maybe keep this a shutout. Be good for you if you had a fantasy defense like the Jumbos right now.
Very true. Bowdoin retains their offense, 3 on the left side, overloading on wide receivers, Tichy in the backfield, Snyder in the shotgun. Snyder prepares for the snap. Drakely prepares for the snap. Short, check down to Tichy. Tichy makes a defender miss. Running into the 10, 5, and he's tackled right around the 3. Let's see what Bowdoin can do here in the red zone at the 3-yard line. 4 downs, 4 chances at a touchdown.
And once again, Tichy showing that he has some good feet, and he didn't slip there, which is a good thing. He didn't slip, and he got the defensive back to cut back, and he took advantage, and he drove it for a good gain.
And it looks like they're going to try and run it in here. A lot of big men coming onto the field for Bowdoin. 3 yards, 6 points.
Obviously signaling run here.
Bringing in Tyler McNeil, the fullback. And that'll be 1 stop for Tufts there. Right around 1 gain. A gain of 0 or 1 yards there for Tichy. And it looks like they're going to revert to attempting a pass.
Yes, Bowdoin telling Tufts, we are going to run it right at you, so come and stop us, and Tufts answering the call.
Tufts has that big defensive line with a lot of strength and power to pressure the quarterback and stop the run.
Interestingly enough, Bowdoin showing they moved all across this field when we were back in the first quarter.
Tichy's still back. Shotgun, 3 wide receivers. Short pass, up, and that will be caught for a touchdown.
And that would be a pass interference on Tufts.
And that will be Nick Vilas with the touchdown
but we're going to
for
take
Bowdoin.
the touchdown.
That is his 2nd touchdown of the season and his 3rd catch of the day. He's having himself a day out there, the sophomore.
Indeed, and now Bowdoin does put up points. The penalty, which probably was a defensive pass interference, was waved off. As you saw, the Tufts guy was just grabbing the wide receiver. Some technique, but that they got their first points, and now Bowdoin is looking to make this a game.
And Sisti is out for his 2nd extra point attempt of the year. He's made the first one. Let's see how this goes, and it's up, and it's good. A little chip shot, a little dink of a kick, and that will put Bowdoin on the board, 17-6 Tufts.
And to Bowdoin's credit there, it was a botched place hold for a little bit because it was such a low snap, but he managed to pick it up as fast as possible, and to the kicker's credit, he was able to have a nice in-sync pattern with him.
It doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to get through the uprights.
That is correct. In fact, it's an interesting thing because one thing we see with the centers, and we have centers and quarterbacks, and that's a main thing between how in sync they are. What people don't see is how in sync the center and like a placeholder and the kicker have to be in order to make 3 points or an extra, like a field goal or an extra point.
The long snapper is integral to a special teams in order to get the field goals across and get the punts right when you want them without much pressure to avoid blocks and get the best kickoff.
And they are. And I think that they are some of the most, nobody really talks about them much, but you know what? They're more important than people really give them credit for. So kudos to them, kudos to the Tufts special teams, and away goes the Bowdoin special teams right now.
60 for the kickoff. Back to receiver Rando and Barry for Tufts. And that's number 20, Rando running back. And he's found a hole. He's running through. And he'll be brought down right around the 28-yard line by number 27, Reeder Wells, a safety.
And a good return there, showing you can fight a few tackles. And you know what? When you start your own 30-yard line and start where the Jumbos have been starting drives from all day, it's no wonder that they have a success and a lead here, 17-7 going into the second quarter.
Very true. Tufts are going to want to hold on to the ball here and get some, take away the momentum that Bowdoin is building up there on offense.
And once again, it comes back to turnovers. Don't turn the ball over. Don't turn your momentum over.
Snyder back in the shotgun, takes a snap, handoff. Running through, and he's taken down right around the end of the chains. We'll see if it's a first down or not. Looks like it's second and about inches.
Second, and it was a good second effort there by the running back. He was really going for the chains. He had it in his mind, and he ended up taking down the chains.
And that was Borelli on the rush.
Showing that Borelli seems to be almost like a workhorse kind of back, but Chance Brady's like the specialty scoring back.
Chance Brady is when you need a really big run. Borelli will get everything done. He'll catch the ball, he'll run the ball, and he'll do whatever you ask him.
And it's a good thing to have a dynamic like that.
Snyder in the shotgun. Hand off to Borelli again. Borelli running out to the seam, finding a hole, and he'll run right around the 45-yard line where he's taken down at the 43. That'll bring up a 1st and 10 for Tufts, moving the chains.
And as we saw earlier with people slipping from the cut to the wet field, Borelli there almost trying to show he's going to run out of bounds and cuts it back. And to his credit, he does not step out of bounds, making that drive go for at least a few 3-4 yards.
First down here. Snyder in the shotgun again. 3 wide receiver set. And that will be a handoff. Taking it through the center is Borelli. And he's taken down right around the 50, right around the 48 for a gain of around 4 yards, bringing up a 2nd and 6.
One thing about him that's actually very impressive, Borelli, is that he really finds like the small holes.
He doesn't need a big hole, considering how tall he is.
Hey, there's nothing wrong about being 5'9", but
I'm not even 5'9".
It's perfectly fine. But at 5'9" and 195, he is finding holes and busting through them.
Snyder with the snap, and he decides on the handoff. Borelli running out to the side, getting pushed back to the line of scrimmage, and will be taken down for a gain of around 3 yards. Good footwork there from Borelli to stay up and get those extra yards to take Tufts forward to get some yards on the board and actually try and get that first down coming up next.
And again, interestingly enough, in this game, I think I can only recall one time where there was actually Tufts having a play for less than a yard, for less than any yards.
Yeah, it's been really successful in getting positive yardage the entire game for Tufts.
And that's important on every drive. I mean, except for incomplete passes, you want to get some positive yards. It only gets you closer to that first down. 4
receivers for Tufts here on 3rd down, 3rd and 7. Looks like Borelli is still in the game. Snyder back to pass. Passes it up. Caught! What a great diving catch.
Great. In fact, and I got to tell you one thing, we saw Snyder having pressure.
And we have a replay coming up here.
Snyder getting pressured, but he uses that strong arm and finds his man, as you can see in that replay.
That's tight end Nick Dean with the wonderful catch. Also, to remind you, coming up at halftime, we have the Jumbo Halftime Show. We'll walk you through the events of the first half, take your tweets, and give an enjoyable time.
Man, don't hold back any questions you may have.
We'll answer him. Snap to Snyder. Fakes a handoff, and he's gobbled up for a loss of 1 or 2 yards. Bowdoin saw right through that.
And ironically, that's the second time today that almost exact same play has lost them a yard or 2. So Tufts maybe want to think twice about having Snyder with his little sneaks.
Mm-hmm. While Bowdoin has had troubles running the ball, they don't seem to have any trouble stopping the quarterback running the ball.
They have been having trouble stopping the run, though.
They've been letting up 259 yards per game allowed on the ground.
But the quarterback is not getting any of those.
Snyder with the snap. Borelli running out to the side. Pass deep. Caught by Rando, number 20. And that'll move the chains and take him right to around the 27-yard line. Good pass there from Snyder. Good catch from Rando. Safe hands.
And the really, if watching the whole field, an amazing thing that you got to notice is Snyder has a man like Rando open on the right sideline, but he also has his running back completely wide open on the left if he needs to turn there. He has options.
Snap to Snyder. Pressure, quick by Bowdoin. Snyder evading, passes up. Oh, overthrown. Almost another chance and an interception for Greg Thompson there, number 10. But it was just too high, and he saw it too late.
And now, like I was saying before about the options, when you look at it, Borelli, he's wide open on the left. If I were him, I would come back to the center to go help out his rolling out quarterback sometimes. Give another option, and it's that's all. That's really about life, about football. Give your guy options. Let him throw to you, and then you can make something happen.
And that brings up a 2nd and 10 here for Tufts, right at the 27-yard line. Snyder with the snap, going for another pass. Passes it through, caught, and that'll be a first down. That looks like Rando again on the catch, doing good work from the slot.
And they enter the red zone once again here, posing to score some more points, but got to imagine, when are they going to bring out Chance once again?
Yeah, they're sticking with Borelli on this drive. It looks like Borelli's drive to do what he may with it. Try and get him a touchdown for Brady's too. Handoff to Borelli here. Borelli running out to the flank as he often does. Running through, making a hole, jumping over a guy and getting himself right past the line for the first down. That'll take it to around the 9-yard line. And that'll give Tufts another great opportunity deep in Bowdoin's red zone.
And they're sticking with Borelli and not going with Brady, but watching a hurdle like that is always fun and also very scary for you if you're hurdling.
Handoff to Borelli, faked. Oh, they tried again with Snyder, and guess what? He's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of 1 yard.
Snyder doesn't seem like he's going to get too many positive yards here today with plays that are set up for him to do the running.
2nd and goal here at the 5-yard line for Tufts.
Not to say he has had success on the scrambles. His few scrambles, he has gotten positive yardage, but on plays designed for him to run, Bowdoin seems to have his number.
2nd and goal at the 8, actually. Snyder in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Handoff to Borelli. Borelli's actually running with it out to the side, and he'll be brought down right around the 5 or the 4 by the looks of it on the far end of the field.
Bowdoin finally showing a little toughness here, putting their necks out and making some of these stops.
If you want to get back in a game like this, you have to make the stop when it counts, and this is when it counts.
And as we could go out on a limb here and take a guess that this is going to be probably a passing play coming up. So let's see how Bowdoin defense is that.
3 wide receivers for Tufts.
Goodness, I hope it's a passing play.
Borelli out to the side. Oh, no, they're going to run it with Borelli again, and he'll get eaten right up at the line of scrimmage.
Well, it's a good thing I wasn't the defensive coordinator there. That would have messed me up big time.
And that'll bring up 4th down. A good stop there from Bowdoin to stop Tufts getting another touchdown on the board.
Tufts a little, I hope, I'm doubting it, but you know what? Tufts probably, they don't need to look to run the timeout here. Just keep scoring points, keep bringing that lead bigger and bigger on Bowdoin, and let Bowdoin back it up. But
Holmquist out for a 2nd time on attempting to get a field goal. One fake already. And that's an offside there for Bowdoin, and so Tufts will move up here. That's a big play.
And that kick, that leg strength is incredible. The accuracy, the power, he drives these balls through.
And it looks like with the offsides, they're going to make a change, and they might try and go for it here, Tufts. You see the offense standing on the side of the field, almost on the field of play, thinking, are we going to get a shot at this?
But they are not.
No, it looks like Holmquist is going to stay out.
And he's going to get an easier field goal, try to build this lead up to 20-7 here. And make lines up, does his
and the snap. Holmquist, it's up, and it's good. 20-7 Tufts over Bowdoin here with 7 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the 2nd quarter.
And to a little bit of Bowdoin's credit there, they almost got a guy who almost got in the way of that kick. He just didn't do that last dive, and I'm sure his special teams coach saw that too. But that would have been, could you imagine seeing that in this game? We've seen turnovers and maybe even now. Well, that would have been cool if we saw a block kick.
I believe Bowdoin has a block on the season in one of their 2 games. I know Tufts does as well. So a block isn't unheard of in NESCAC. And so Bowdoin's going to get the ball back and see if they can capitalize on what they did last time out, which was score a touchdown.
We're about to lead to a play of a drive where no blocking of any sort can happen. The next kickoff following a Tufts field goal. A 27 game here in the second quarter. 7 minutes, 41 seconds to go. Tufts ready to send it back.
Holmquist up for the kickoff. Kick deep. It's a line drive. Coy on the recovery. Running down, running through the center, and he'll be eaten up right around the 30-yard line. Good containment there, just as they've done all day on these kickoffs.
Exactly, and a good job just handling that really low, slippery bounce, and not much to say about the return, though. But they always find something positive on most plays, usually.
And it looks like they're sticking with Tichy in the backfield here. They seem to know something that we don't up here, with Tyler Grant being by far the leading rusher this year. They've stuck with Tichy for most of the drives in this game.
Maybe they think he's the hot hand, and they're going to stick with him as long as he can run, which he's been having a good day.
And fake handoff to Tichy there, play action. Pass, going deep, and that's to no one. Bit of disconnect between the receivers and the quarterback there, Drakely. And 2nd and 10 here. Right at the 31-yard line.
Also, Pitsley's showing in the last, well, not that last play, but he's been showing today that he can make the blocks. He can buy his quarterback some time.
And that's important with this Tufts defensive line and the way they've been getting at the quarterback so far in this game. No sacks yet, but they've been providing pressure.
Pressure and an interception by that D line.
Drakely.
And a forced fumble as well. We got to remember that too.
Interception and a forced fumble. Drakely with the snap. Handoff again to Barone. That's his 2nd carry of the day. Running out to the side on a reverse, and he'll get down for about 4 or 5 yards there. Daniel Barone, the wide receiver and co-captain on that carry. Good tackle there from Mike Stearns, bringing him down. And that will bring up a 3rd and 5 here for Bowdoin. Right at the 36-yard line.
Barone showing he does have speed to get to that outside and cut in corners. Got to imagine they want to test. May want to try to test that speed deep.
And there's some pressure. Drakely on the move. Drakely running it himself. He's going to get the first down and more. That's Drakely on a rush of about 8 yards, and that'll take him right up to the 47-yard line.
And I'm sure while he was running, the first thing on his mind was, I need to hold on to this ball.
Drakely showing some playmaking ability there. He played in some games last year and had some chances to get some experience under his belt in a timeshare. And did reasonably well. And now he's really making that position his own for Bowdoin.
Sometimes the upcoming class needs just some experience. That's the passing of the flags right there.
3 wideouts, a tight end, and Tichy still in the backfield for Drakely. Drakely toss out to Tichy. Tichy running in, and he'll be tackled right around the 51-yard line, a gain of about 4 yards. That'll bring up a 3rd and around 5 yards.
In fact, interestingly enough that you brought that up, I believe Tufts had almost the same situation as that last year between a quarterback named Deck, Dahl, and Snyder.
Yeah, they did. Snyder played slightly less, but he had around a similar amount of success.
And he got his chances to try to get himself accustomed to this league, and today we're seeing that he can do it. And
4 receivers here for Bowdoin. Looks like they're going to try and air it out. Tichy in the backfield. Drakely back, passing up, 84, and that is well defended by Tufts. And that will turn into a 4th down there.
That was, and while that was good defense, the Tufts defender did not touch that, and did not have an excuse to drop that ball. That would have moved the chains, and right now, Bowdoin needs that.
And it looks like they may be going for this on 4th down. That was Shane Thomas, the junior from Brooklyn, on the defense there.
Wait,
very good from him.
From Brooklyn?
Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, that's my home. I should meet him one day. Play some football with him.
We can all dream. We can all dream, Ravi. Snap. Drakely back. Well blocked by Tichy on the stopping the pressure, and that pass, it looks like it's been completed to number 81, and that is Nick Vilas again. He of the touchdown earlier in the game, and that'll take it for a first down on that 4th down attempt.
And I'd like to point out with that catch, moving the chains, he got tossed to the sidelines, and he actually bent back on Liam O'Neill's legs where he was down for a few, and actually he's hobbling a little bit. So it looks like an injury almost a little bit off the field.
Handoff to Tichy, lateral back, flea flicker, thrown up deep. Oh, caught! Daniel Barone right around the goal line. The flea flicker trick play works out really well for Bowdoin there, and we're going to have a replay coming up right now. Not what you expected from Bowdoin. They haven't tried that many tricks so far.
But they have tricks up their sleeves.
And you see here, snap taken by Snyder, handed off to Tichy. Tichy laterals it back, and a big throw up to Barone. And he's brought down right around the 2-yard line. Let's see if Bowdoin can get another touchdown.
Bowdoin, had he thrown that ball a little deeper, that should have been 6 for them. But good play there, did get them.
And that looks like a timeout called.
They did get a big gain.
Timeout by Tufts there, their first of the game. And 1 yard Bowdoin needs to go to make this game 20 to 13 or 20 to 14 or even 20 to 15.
In fact, a big thing I gotta almost wonder if there was a replay was when he got tackled, he rolled on the defender. What I'd like to see if that actually could have been potentially 6, but we'll never know now.
But even so, Bowdoin showing that they have what it takes to get back in this game and really assert themselves on offense. They're no slouches. And again, a reminder that the JumboCast halftime show is coming up. Once the 5 minutes we have remaining in the second quarter is done here, we'll be right with you to take you through halftime, and then I'll be back with Ravi for some of it and with a trainee to another freshman to take you through the third quarter and the fourth quarter of this homecoming game here at Zimmern Field.
Remember, we will answer anything and everything at halftime.
And the goal line formation is out for both teams here. In the backfield, it still looks like Tichy with a fullback in front of him. Drakely from the center, hands off to Tichy, and Tichy will be eaten up by that defensive line of Tufts. That's a gain of 0 or even a loss of 1.
And once again, that defense by Tufts showing that they are a wall. When they know it's a run, they will stop it.
And the real question is, they scored on Bowdoin scored on a throw last time. So can Tufts do better against the pass if Bowdoin resorts to that tactic to get it into the end zone?
And we will have to find out, but at the end of that play, it seems like there was a little chippiness going on. So who knows, maybe this turns into a little bit of a chippy fight game.
2nd and 1, 2 wide receivers. Drakely under the shotgun, Tichy to his right. And he's back for the pass. Passes right out to the corner, and that's well overthrown. Not a great pass from Drakely there, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1 for Bowdoin.
And you wanted to see defense against the pass, and there was full coverage on that play as that throw went over everyone.
And you have to think that the crowd may play a big part in this, because if they can get behind this defense and kind of urge them on, that could really help this Tufts defense get the stop for these next two downs.
Interestingly enough, the crowd for both teams seem rather quiet.
And Drakely under center, looks like they're going to run it again. Handoff to Tichy. Tichy goes for the pass. Oh, a diving catch attempt, but it's out of his hands.
And by the Calvin Johnson rule, if it hits the floor, it doesn't work.
That is Ken Scullin on the attempted catch, a wide receiver. And he just couldn't keep his hands on the ball. He had it and he lost it when he hit the ground.
And as we've known from way too many NFL players, that is not a catch.
And we have a replay here. Tichy tries to do everything, goes up for the pass, and Scullin with a nice dive, but he can't get it down. And it looks like they're going to go for a field goal here. Sisti is out to take a kick. And it'll be interesting to see if they'll take a page out of the Tufts playbook and go for the fake here. We've seen a game of everything, so a fake on a fourth down isn't out of the question after this timeout.
Bowdoin playing a pretty clean game early and is starting to having tricks up their sleeves, and you never know what else they might pull from it.
So it looks like another timeout taken by either Bowdoin or Tufts. And they're going to figure out what to do for this really pivotal 4th down coming up right at the 1-yard line in Tufts territory. Bowdoin trying to get back on the board and get into double digits.
You got to imagine that this is a defining moment right here. Tufts, can they stay tough? And oh wow, that punt again. And stop this drive right here, or will Bowdoin make this a 1-possession game after this? A big play coming up here. 4 minutes, 12 seconds
coming out.
to go.
It looks like they are going to go for a field goal. Chinsky back. And the snap. Chinsky with the kick, and that is good. So 3 points to get up to 10 for Bowdoin. 20-10 Tufts. 4 minutes left in the second quarter. But that is, dare I say, a jumbo stop for the Jumbos right here, Ravi.
We're all about those punts here at JumboCast. But with that field goal, the Polar Bears have now cut the Jumbo's lead in half. But actually, I was just thinking, you call them the Polar Bears, it's almost like I just want to say the Bears, but you can't do that. Would you tell me why that is?
What a great question, Ravi. Well, the Bowdoin is the Polar Bears because of their affiliation with the first trip to the North Pole in the Arctic. So Bowdoin became affiliated with that when it happened, and it's also got a wonderful oceanography program. So they're all about the ocean and the poles in Bowdoin. So Polar Bears lent itself better than, say, a brown bear, which is a much more land-driven creature.
And thank you for that wonderful history report there. Like, you've done your homework on these Polar Bears.
There may be some more history time with Charlie in the second half. We'll just see how it goes. Chinsky with the kickoff here. Kicked deep. Deep, Rando back, and he's going to let that go out of bounds. That's a flag.
And
can't do that.
You can't.
And that'll put Tufts in a really good field position here.
I don't know if I don't think it's NFL regulations where that's brought out automatically to the 40, but I guess we'll have to wait and see.
It looks like they're moving up to the 25-yard line, thanks to Chinsky's poor kick going out of bounds there. So that's good field position for
Tufts.
Tufts.
Looks like they're going to the 30.
35. 35-yard line for Tufts.
So interesting. See, learn everything, new things every day.
That's a costly mistake for Bowdoin. You don't want to give up field position that easily.
Especially to a Jumbo team who clearly likes starting the game off in good field position. Not like any team doesn't, but they are getting very comfortable not starting from within the red zone, their own red zone.
1st and 10 at the 35. Chance Brady back in the backfield for Tufts. Snyder in the shotgun. Fullback in play, 3 wide receivers. And the snap, pass play. Snyder, and received. And that'll be around a 7-yard gain for the Jumbos. That looks like number 86, Nick Dean, with the catch on that play. That's his 2nd catch of the game.
And actually what really made that play possible was the left tackle there going back with his man, not doing any holds, and he pushes his man away because he was really protecting Snyder's blind side there. Pressure all over that, and his guy defended him like a king.
Tufts has only allowed 4 sacks this season as opposed to Bowdoin's 8. Hand off to Brady. Brady running through the center, and he'll be taken down right around the 45-yard line, and it looks like they'll give him the 1st down for that. And the chains will move, and it's 1st and 10 for Tufts. 3.5 minutes left in this second quarter.
And while 2 sacks a game, may not seem like that much, that shows that the O-line is certainly giving up pressure, which could lead to plenty of other mistakes. And hopefully they need to work on that O-line to keep that quarterback upright.
1st and 10 here. Snyder in the shotgun. Brady off to his left. 3 wide receivers, all on the left side. A 4th on the right. Pass back. Oh, looking out. And intercepted!
And there was pressure on Snyder.
And that's an interception there for number 37. We'll get your replay right there.
And as you can see,
Cameron Rondeau, the freshman from Linfield, Massachusetts, with his interception there.
As you can see in this replay, there is pressure on Snyder. He is backing up and throwing this ball, and he throws it, and the defensive back watches his eyes right that way of the field and takes it away from him.
He just didn't have enough on it there. And so it looks like Bowdoin's going to get the ball back, and they're going to have another shot right to get it in the end zone before halftime. 37-yard line. Drakely with the snap. Evading some pressure there. Flag down.
Probably a holding.
And that looks like it'll probably be a holding call, bringing Bowdoin back another 5 yards.
And with that roll out to the tough sideline, it looks like they're almost trying to
get
at these players on the sideline. The people on the sideline should stand back.
And it is a holding penalty, so we'll bring back for a 1st and 15 for Bowdoin here.
Bowdoin looking to even try to put up a few more points here, whether it's a field goal or whether it's a touchdown. They want to put up points before this half, bring this game definitely to a one-possession game at this point.
Tichy still in the backfield. 1st and 20, actually. My mistake. 2 wide receivers on each side. Tichy in the backfield. Drakely in the shotgun. Drakely receives the snap. Going for a pass. Looks short. And up. And Power attempting to make the catch. Spinning around, but he can't come down with it. Thrown behind him by Drakely.
It was a perfect, I got to tell you, when looking at that pass, that looked like a beautiful back shoulder pass that the receiver just could not pull in.
Seamus with the long flowing hair just couldn't bring that ball down. That would have been his 2nd catch of the game.
I was going to say, he maybe needs to learn from Cole Beasley. The only other guy I know in the NFL who's that kind of hair and plays receiver.
Seamus Power, one of 2 Canadians on this team. One from Ontario, one from Quebec. From Montreal specifically.
Probably some kind of movement at the line here in the trenches.
And let's see the call.
Tufts wanting nothing more than to have a 2nd and 25, and Bowdoin.
And that's a false start.
And they are getting their 2nd and 25.
That's a big hole for Bowdoin to get out of here. They're going to have to air the ball out.
Bowdoin, after taking a little momentum for a little bit with that interception, now finds themselves in terrible field position, which they seem to do quite a lot today.
This is surprisingly sloppy from the least penalized team in NESCAC. They have 2 penalties on the day already, and out of 11 coming in.
And this is not a good time to have that issue.
Drakely rolling out to the side, pass up, and it's over the head there. Pass intended for number 81, Vilas, who's being a big player today.
And as we said before, positive yards is what matters. And there, he had a chance to pick up maybe 10 and make this a 3rd and 15, but now it's a 3rd and 25. And I'm sure there was some sabermetric stuff on this. That would reduce the probability of you getting this to like a percent or something.
And Bowdoin are going to take a timeout. That's their 1st of the day. Jumbos have used 2 in this half so far. And they're going to regroup and try and get the 25 yards to get up to the 47 for 1st down here. 2 minutes, 39 seconds left in the 1st half.
It's kind of interesting. You ever see stuff like sports science and sabermetrics? That stuff is like one of the most interesting kind of sciences. What are your thoughts on it?
I think sabermetrics are great. It's especially for statistical-driven sports such as football or, say, baseball. It's really important to know what you're getting, and it's especially helpful for head coaches and recruiters. And we're going to get and coming up, the JumboCast halftime show, where we'll answer all your questions, take you through the events of the 1st half, and you'll meet some of the people who work behind the scenes making our stream what it is.
But unfortunately, you will not learn sabermetrics from us because I don't think we really have a good grasp on that, or really any. But we will answer your questions. We have a grasp on this game.
And we will answer your questions.
We will answer your questions.
Team's back out on the field. Tichy in the backfield. Drakely still at quarterback in the shotgun.
Making
3 wide receivers. Power outside.
Safety standing back
Snap.
deep.
Looks like they're going to pass it. Drakely with the long pass intended for Vilas. Vilas, attempts the one-handed catch, just can't come down with it. Really, really great pressure provided there by Tufts. That's number 48, Alexander Lapiana on the defense. And we remind you, if you have questions for us, please tweet us at Tufts JumboCast, and we will try and answer them all during the halftime show.
And a big part of what made that drive was the defensive back there actually pushed, kind of lean, not holding him down, but pushing him off to the sidelines, giving him not much to work with, even though he did have him beat by a little bit.
And here's Morochik for the punt. 2nd punt of the day, and it's not the best punt. Right around the 43-yard line, and that'll be collected by Bowdoin. So Tufts will get a chance here to put some more points on the board. Brady coming out. Snyder under center still. And the Bowdoin 42-yard line.
And once again, Tufts having incredible field position here. I'm sure it sounds like a broken record to the folks at home now, but they are having amazing field position, and this is big in giving them to where they are now.
It's been the story of the game so far. Bowdoin have had 2 drives, but they've always been giving Tufts very good field position.
And that is extremely important. Even when they had to kick off, they still managed to get great field
Snap to Snyder. Snyder back. Passes. Out. Caught. And right around the first down mark.
And it seems like there's something around that left side of the field where people actually just keep slipping, whether it was Bowdoin last semester. But I guess the rain still's taking its toll and playing tricks on the receivers here.
And that looked like Brady on the reception.
Brady wanted to do some more damage.
So 2nd and 1 here for Tufts. Snap for Snyder. Going for the pass. Pressure. Oh, and he's taken down, but he got the pass off deep. Caught! What a catch there by Tufts. And that is caught by number 81.
We're going to show you a replay of this amazing catch.
That is Jack Colleen, the star wide receiver for Tufts.
Well, it would appear that they are debating whether that was a touchdown. I don't think they're going to give it to him, but that was still an amazing catch and throw. And as you can see, Snyder gets absolutely smashed.
Jack Colleen streaming down, and he catches it right around the goal line.
Oh, are they calling? I think they might be reversing the call and that it's an incomplete pass.
Oh, it looks like Jack Colleen ran out of bounds during his route and came back in to make that catch, which is against the rules, a big no-no.
And the referee making a call there, but Tufts fans aren't too happy about that.
And that'll burn it down. It's 3rd and 1 now. Handoff to Brady. Brady running through, finds another hole, and he's right around the 20 there. Another big gain for Chance Brady.
And we're going to watch the out-of-bounds play one more time here just to, get a JumboCast view of this. We're going to go in slow-mo.
And the snap. Brady running with it. Taken down for a few yards. 4 or 5.
There we don't can show you that one to keep this game present in live time because there's only around a minute left in this game with the Jumbos looking to try to put up a few more. Might try to show you the replay.
2nd and 6 here for Tufts. Right at the 18-yard line. Snyder with the snap. Oh, pressure there. Evades a Bowdoin defense. Passed out. End zone. Touchdown!
And that is a touchdown for sure. And we will show you
touchdown,
a replay of
Tufts.
that.
And that looks like he's currently mobbed. But that is number 19 for Tufts. And that is Ben Berry, the junior from South Glastonbury, Connecticut.
Here's the replay of the touchdown. As you can see, Snyder getting out of the pocket, rolling, firing, and finding his man.
Great catch by Berry under pressure, and that'll make it 26-10 Tufts.
And looking to extend the lead with this extra point.
Holmquist up and easily good. So that'll take it up to 27-10 Tufts. 1 minute to halftime. Let's see what Bowdoin can do.
And the Chainsmen are really catching those kicks. But good news for Tufts is they're going in with a much bigger lead, taking momentum into the half. Bowdoin, you never know, they might try something here, try to get a few more, maybe some kind of trick to get a point here, or they may just go into half with the thought of we got to get our stuff together, we move on, and they're looking for their first win. Jumbo's looking for their third, trying to look to go hopefully start the season off with their first home win. They won 4 last year. We try to win 4 more this year. Appease the house, the home fans. Never know. Bowdoin, their fans on the other side, looking on as their team starts to their odds are getting a little dim here, but.
And you can already see fans filing out for halftime now, thinking that Bowdoin won't really do anything in this next minute to get on the board more and try and claw their way back into this game. And for the kickoff, here comes Holmquist to take the kick right after completing that extra point.
Well, there are many homecoming activities here for the fans, so.
Holmquist with the kick. Oh, and that's out. Collected by Bowdoin. And he will be eaten up right around the 30-yard line.
And a great job there by Holmquist, kicking that ball high, giving his gunners a chance to get out there and make those tackles. And you didn't have to kick it deep. Just give your guys a chance to make the sure tackle. And the Jumbos today actually have shown that they are making the tackles. They have not let Bowdoin really slip the tackles, break them very often, which a good part of why this defense is what it is and why they're 2-0.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Drakely and Tichy under center. 3 wide receivers in the pistol. Hand off to Tichy. Tichy running through the center. We're finding a space on the flank, running out, and he'll be taken down right around a gain of 7 yard lines, right around the 33-yard line.
And that was, even though he only got maybe about, what would you say, about 5 yards on that play, but he really ran a long while to get to those sidelines, which was smart given the fact that they look like they're going to try for some kind of points here, it looks like, with 51 seconds.
We've seen Tichy and Borelli, the 2 number 30s for either team, really using the side of the field a lot for their runs. Snap to Drakely. Drakely evading some pressure, and he's sacked! That's the first sack of the day for Tufts.
And the sacks kill time management in a case like this. The clock keeps rolling, and you either waste your time out or you got to hurry it up. But it looks like Bowdoin going to just maybe be content with the 10 they've put up here.
And that's Zach Thomas on the sack. That is his 4.5 sack of the year, leading NESCAC. He's having a really good year from that linebacker position, getting in and taking down the quarterback.
And the play clock is at 7. Well, the play clock's at around 13, and the game clock is at 14. So there's a 3-second lapse.
3rd and 8. This will be about it for Bowdoin right now.
Gonna use this
to Drakely, passes off to Tichy, hands off to Tichy. Tichy running down, and he'll be taken down right around the 1st yard line.
And will they call
and that'll
time?
end?
And they don't.
And that'll end the half. So at halftime, Tufts 27, Bowdoin 10. And please join us for the halftime show, and we'll be back right after this.
And tweet us all your questions at Tufts JumboCast, and we will answer them. So stick around. Our halftime show is wonderful.
And we'll be ready after the halftime show to take you through the rest of the game. Enjoy the
Good afternoon and welcome to the JumboCast Halftime Show. My name is Bernie Birnbaum. I'll be your host, and we've got a packed show for you this afternoon with a lot of new members and stats and analysis from the first half and also looking ahead to the second half. First up, I've got Jordan with me here. Jordan's one of our newest members at JumboCast, and he's been operating our secondary camera in the first half. Jordan, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So my name is Jordan Bacher. I'm a freshman, and I'm from Boulder, Colorado. My first year at Tufts.
Welcome to Tufts. Now, this is the homecoming game. This is a big school spirit afternoon. We've got huge crowds and a lot of alumni back. We've only been here for a little over a month, but I'm wondering, do you have a signature Tufts moment yet?
There are a lot of them, but I think I really realized it this morning when I woke up and I hated Bowdoin. I'd never heard of this school before. I mean, I have, but I just hated them for no apparent reason other than they weren't us.
Well, you heard it here first. Being a Tufts student makes you hate things.
Exactly.
You've been... apologies for the mic issue. Now, do you have any thoughts to share on the first half? What has your experience been like in JumboCast so far? I guess those are two different questions.
This is my first time actually doing anything, but I really do enjoy it. I hadn't really been a big football person before, but it's definitely very engaging being able to film as well as watch.
For sure. Do you have any other thoughts? Things to add?
Nothing right now. No, I'll just go Bows.
All right, well, we're going to be back in a quick second with Ravi, who's been the color commentator this afternoon, and we're going to take a look at the social media action. So if you haven't gotten your tweets in, be sure to do that right now, and we're going to be doing all that audience interaction that we love to do here at JumboCast. We'll be back in a quick second. Welcome back to the JumboCast Halftime Show. I'm now here with Ravi Chinsky, our color commentator and longtime JumboCast member. Ravi is going to be the one to field all the tweets that we've been getting, and we've been getting a lot, so keep them coming. We really appreciate the fan outreach. We're going to start now with Rich Birnbaum. I think I've heard of him.
Yeah, I wonder who that is.
Rich is observed that Tufts has been going no huddle all game. With the lead, do you think that they're going to try and waste more clock in the second half?
So I don't really see a reason for them not to stay aggressive, at least into the end of the third quarter, go into the fourth, but eventually they'll start to slow this game up because they do have a 17-point lead right now. The way Bowdoin's looking, they're a little shaky on some ends. Tufts can put up more points. They definitely can do that. And as long as they don't turn the ball up and look solid, I see no reason why they should stop that right now. But given the fourth quarter, they probably will ease up and eat some time out.
And a couple of the other tweets we've gotten are related, so I'll just mention them in order. Russell Dean, longtime JumboCast fan, asks, how do you think Tufts will stop the long pass?
So, I mean, I noticed on that one long pass before that they actually push him off to the sidelines, a defensive back, in a very, very spot-on technique. And I think that that's going to actually be effective later on for them down the middle. I mean, they've been fielding the long pass pretty well. The only one real long one I can recall is that flea flicker, but you can't really blame a guy for not fielding the flea flicker because that's not a play you see very often. And so, to their credit, that was a good play by Bowdoin.
And exciting when it works.
And it's exciting when it works. It really gets everyone all like, wow, that is actually a thing.
He's also wondering what you think of the new uniforms.
I think they're bleeding brown and blue just as much as we are.
Those helmets are sick, if I might add my 2 cents. I like the new shiny helmets.
Your 2 cents, I am sure they agree with that, and I'm sure they appreciate hearing that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, as a casual D1 college football fan, I see that, Oregon's always getting new uniforms. I'm like, it's so cheesy. But when it's happening here at Tufts, I think it's pretty cool. So
I mean, it's not. Oregon's are like, they're kind of a little yucky. They look like they have the vomit green. They have their little duck's feathers. Like, I mean, we keep it classy here. We have a nice uniform.
All right. Anthony Pon's actually wondering if we were aware that Coach Savelli played for Coach Wells for a season at Trinity. We actually had that written down in our fun fact sheet. I guess it didn't come up yet.
We did. Maybe that'll be one of our next history lessons with Charlie in the second half.
For those viewers that didn't stay tuned for the halftime show, we'll be sure to bring that back up.
Right, of course. Charlie telling us why the polar bears are called the polar bears.
Is it because they live on the poles? I guess
you need a history lesson from Charlie. That's what you need.
All right, Russell Dean back at it. Jumbos took a big lead into halftime against Hamilton and let it slip away before coming back to win. How do they maintain the momentum here, not let a repeat of that happen?
I think the best way to keep momentum here is just do what they're doing. Bowdoin showing that they are not completely mistake-free. Tufts also showing that too, but Bowdoin's mistakes have costed them. But as long as Bowdoin continues to give up the field position that they have been to Tufts, it's going to be Tufts is like breezing through here, and Tufts needs to keep putting Bowdoin into a bad situation, keep getting the pressure on it. Atticus was really dominant over that Bowdoin offensive line, showing they're shaky and showing why they have allowed 8 sacks on the season. 4 sacks a game is nothing to sneeze at. That's a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
Roll Bows, Jumbo Lover 21. As who are some sophomores to look out for in the years to come?
That is, Sam Ladeau. He's a sophomore here. JumboCast has done.
I believe he means the players on the field.
Oh wow, that's that. Yeah, so that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, we have Zach Thomas, the leading sack expert for the Bows. He's a player to watch out for, and I mean, it's kind of interesting. The sophomores will step up. Freshmen will be stepping up soon, but for now, big guys like Snyder, who are upperclassmen, they're the ones who are stealing this show. So.
And longtime fans of college sports, I mean, it's a thing that teams go through every year where
the changing of the cards.
Right, you have a successful team or some degree of success. You have a system in place anyway. Then you have your seniors graduate. You get freshmen you never heard of, and everybody just kind of takes that next step up.
And they do, and that's how college football is. You have a 4-year tenure, and sometimes maybe 5, sometimes maybe they're less if they didn't start as a freshman, but your time is limited in college, and you want to make the most of it, and you want to serve as a good model for the underclassmen to come up and do their tenure and make the transition easy.
And speaking of making the most of your time, I think the last question we're going to take for the half, Robos further wants to know, what are you majoring, Ravi? What's your major?
What do I major in? Well, I'll tell you, I certainly don't major in sabermetrics, as I showed earlier, but I'm actually a double major in biology and community health. Pre-med, too, so, yeah. But I love football, so if I could major in football, I would.
Well, we're very multi-talented here, and there's no more questions, but we want to give shout-outs to the shout-outs we've gotten from all across the country. J. Kim in California, Phil in Boca Raton, Russell Dean, of course, in LA. Thank you all for watching. We love doing this. We do it for you guys, and
we look forward to commentating every week for you, and we'll see you later.
Yeah, so with just a few minutes left, we've got one more segment coming up on the halftime show. We'll bring in our second new member of the week, John, and we'll ask him a little bit about himself. And not long after that, we'll have the second half, and we'll see you then.
And we look forward to broadcast.
Stay tuned. Welcome back one last time to the JumboCast halftime show. Now I'm back with John. John's one of our newest members. He's been running the main camera so far this afternoon. John, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I'm John Ng. I'm a freshman at Tufts. I'm from New York, but I grew up in Shanghai. And so far, I've been really enjoying being a part of JumboCast.
Well, we're very happy to have you. We've had a huge youth movement here at JumboCast, a lot of new members, and every single one really making significant contributions. And you'll see it in the third quarter. And besides Jake, every single member of the broadcast will be a freshman, and it's a great thing to have. I asked Jordan this question earlier. I'm going to ask you, with it being homecoming and your brief experience at Tufts, what's one moment that you've had here that really sets your experience here apart from anywhere else you might be?
Well, Tufts being a really quirky place.
It sure is.
Instead of drinking last weekend, I had a board games night, so we played Monopoly, Settlers Catan, a bunch of different board games, and I think it was equivalent to being as fun as drinking.
Wow. You heard it here first, guys. Board games as fun as drinking. That's what we do here at Tufts. Now, of course, none of us are drinking here at Tufts except for the seniors who are of age. But we do play a lot of board games. Now, you've been operating the main camera, so I don't know how much time you've had to focus on what's going on in the field, but do you have any thoughts on the action so far?
It's been really exciting. I mean, we started off the first quarter really hot. Despite not getting to really watch the action firsthand, I had to watch through the camera. It's been fun taping the game. I mean, that's why I joined JumboCast.
Well, the energy that you've been capturing is fairly new, and you've been spoiled. In fact, since the freshmen have showed up, Jumbos have not lost a football game. You know, going into last season when we had our first broadcast here against, I believe it was Hamilton, Jumbos had lost 31 straight. They went perfect at home last year, now almost looking to go 3-0 on the season, up 17 at the half, and it's a new culture. You don't know you don't know what we've been through here.
It's a class of 2019. They're saving the Jumbos.
Well, for sure. We're very happy that you guys came. Well, with just a couple minutes till halftime, if you have any last thoughts.
I'm just looking forward to the second half. I'm switching cameras. I'm coming down to the not the main camera, but the side camera, I guess. So that's going to be another interesting aspect of JumboCast.
And not featured yet on the halftime show, but Bobby, in his first commentating role, will be taking over for Ravi for a quarter, so expect to hear some expert insight from him. And also, feel free to keep those tweets coming. It's not the halftime show once halftime's over, but our commentators are always happy to have extra things to talk about during the show. So if there's some good tweets, we'll showcase them during the second half. So that's been it for the JumboCast halftime show. It's been a pleasure, as always, and we'll see you again next week. In the meantime, stay tuned for the second half. Tufts Jumbo's leading the Bowdoin Polar Bears 27-10.
Hello, and we're back at sunny Zimmern Field for the second half of the game. I hope you enjoyed the halftime show. I'm here with Bobby Lovitch taking us through the third quarter with color commentary. Bobby is, like me, a freshman, and he's getting his first dip into experience of games here. Are you excited, Bobby?
Yes, I am. How's everybody doing? I'm glad to be here. Excited to announce the game. Hope everybody's enjoying the first half of this JumboCast broadcast. And here we go. And we're about to have the kickoff for the second half.
Bowdoin is set to receive and take the possession of the ball first, trying to build on the momentum that they established late in the second quarter. Willie Holmquist back to take the kickoff for Tufts, and he's running, and the kick deep. Back to receive is Barone, but it'll be over his head and go out for a touchback. So Bowdoin will start their drive at the 20-yard line.
And if you're just joining us, Tufts is leading by a score of 27-10. They had a dominating first half in which they had a very good balance of passing and rushing, and they'll look to continue the momentum in the second half.
271 total yards of offense for Tufts in that first half, compared to 189 for Bowdoin. And Bowdoin are setting up. They're getting ready. It looks like Tichy still in the backfield, Drakely under center as usual. 3 wide receivers out. What do you think are what do you think is the key to this second half for Bowdoin, Bobby?
Well, Bowdoin's trying to come back from a very large deficit, but currently they're 0-2, so they're not doing so well so far this season, but they're not going to roll over and die.
Snap for Snyder, and that will be thrown well out of bounds. 2nd and 10 coming up.
So the Polar Bears are going to look to play upset here as they come into a very crowded and riled up Tufts fan base, and the Polar Bears are really going to try and play the upset. You know, they're not going to want to lay down.
They are polar bears, not domesticated animals after all. They got to be kind of wild.
Very true.
2nd and 10 here. Drakely still under center. Same setup as first down. From the shotgun. And it seems they're rethinking their plan here. Drakely receives a snap. Handoff there to Tichy, and he's eaten up. Attempt. Oh, he's running back. 2 diving linemen try and take him down, and then he's gobbled up 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That'll send him back some.
Good aggressive defense by the Tufts Jumbos, getting a tackle for the loss of yards.
And they almost had more, but Tichy was just too fast for 2 of the linemen there, trying to grab at his legs.
This is something I think Jumbos have really focused on the second half, is just staying aggressive and making sure that they're in control of the game. They don't want to be too passive here.
And so it is 2nd and 11 here for Bowdoin. Snap to Drakely. Pass into the center, caught by Barone. Barone taken down right at the 43-yard line. That'll move the chains. Another good catch from Barone, who's having himself quite a nice day with 2 catches for 42 yards, not including that one there.
I like this play call for the Polar Bears. They're going out and they're being very aggressive early on. They've got a lot of ground to catch up on, and they're going all guns blazing right from the start.
When you're 17 points down, you kind of need to. And that brings up a 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. Trying to move into Tufts territory here is Bowdoin. Snap, Drakely. Under pressure, passes, incomplete.
Good tight defense by the Jumbos.
Pass intended for Seamus Power, number 5. And so that will bring up a 2nd and 10 for Bowdoin. They're trying a lot more passing here. We haven't seen as many Tichy runs to the outside as we saw in that second quarter.
And I look for the Jumbos here to be staying very aggressive, maybe trying to get a sack. They really want to take control of this game.
And they had a lot more success in the air, Bowdoin, with 153 yards in the air versus only 36 yards on the ground in that first half. So the air is really how it's working, especially with those large plays. Snap, toss out to Tichy, and he's going to be brought down. What a stop there.
Great defense by the Jumbos defensive line. Very good aggressive coverage by the defensive end.
Patrick Williams there on the stop. That is his 15th tackle of the season. He's a DJ on Tufts Radio, WMFO 91.5 Medford. And that will bring up a 3rd and 16 for Bowdoin. A big hole. Looks like they're going to try and pass it out, air it out again like they did in the second quarter. And the snap. Drakely has some space. Passes short to Tichy. Tichy and he'll be taken down right at the former line of scrimmage at the 43, and that will send Bowdoin to the punting team.
Great zone defense by Tufts here, not letting up any huge gain of yards. It's okay to let up a small gain in this situation. You know, it's 3rd and 16, but they got the down. They've got fourth down now, and they're forcing a punt.
Morochek back to take the punt, and Rando out to receive. And the snap. Morochek with the punt, and it looks like it's going to fall short and stop right around the 41-yard line, maybe the 42, and Tufts will get a chance to start their first drive of the second half.
Polar Bears would have liked that ball to roll a little bit more in that case, but they didn't have the best luck over in that play.
It's been Morochek hasn't had the best day punting so far. He's had only an average of 28. He did have a long of 37, though, but the other one was quite a bit shorter.
So the Jumbos get the ball back, and they're going to try and build on this 27-10 lead.
And it's Brady in the backfield with Snyder. 3 wide receivers. And the snap. Handoff. Brady running through the center. Running through. Keep going. Gets the first down handily right at the 43-yard line in the Tufts territory.
A nice run from Chance Brady. He didn't have the largest hole, but he found room and he made it through.
And another handoff to Brady. And that'll take him 6 or 7 yards in. That'll probably take him up to 100 yards for the day to go with his 2 touchdowns.
He's having a great game, and I look for the Jumbos to keep passing him the ball, keep running it, and just kill some time off this clock. They've got a 17-point lead, and you just want to keep it. Want to keep possession of the ball.
And so that was a 6-yard gain. So now it's 2nd and 3 going forward right at the 51-yard line. No, right at the 49-yard line, Bowdoin territory. Snyder in the shotgun. Brady and that's a pass. Handoff to Borelli. Borelli running out to the outside. Will get the first down and more. He'll get 4 yards on top of the first down, and that will take him up to the 42-yard line.
Jumbos are playing it smart right now. That's what you have to do when you're up by 27-10 in the second half. Just keep running, keep playing small ball, making short gains, and keeping the clock running. Kill some time.
And they're moving the chains as well, which is important because they just want to hold possession as long as they can.
Here comes the snap.
Still shotgun. Borelli on the side. Snyder, quick pass, right out. And that will be caught by number 19, Ben Barry.
Another first down. This is very efficient drive the Jumbos are having. Keeping possession of the ball, just killing time off the clock, and not doing anything stupid.
And the Jumbos have been going no huddle this whole game, and they're not letting up now. They're going quick. They're not letting Bowdoin get any new players on the field, and they're just trying to get yard after yard after yard.
Jumbos really keeping momentum going for them in the second half over here.
Snyder. Back with Borelli. Takes a snap. Handoff there. And he'll be eaten right up, Chance Brady, right around the line of scrimmage for a possible gain of -1 yards. That's one of the first negative gains Chance Brady's had all day.
And so here we are, second down, and they're on the 30-yard line. Now that they're in 30 yards from the end zone, Jumbos are definitely within striking distance. Look for them to keep making short passes and runs, trying to just keep taking some time off the clock.
We're going to see a lot of big plays from Bowdoin, and we're going to see a lot of smaller plays from Tufts by the looks of it going forward. Snyder looking around, going for the short pass. He's going to take it himself, but he's going to almost. Oh, he evades a defender, and he's going to take it himself. Going down 6 or 7 yards there on the rush for Snyder. That's some great agility there he showed, right, Bobby?
Absolutely. I really like the poise he showed in that play as well. He was really facing some pressure in the pocket, but he didn't panic. He took his time, stayed nice and composed, and then found the hole to run through. Excellent rush.
Sometimes you have to take it yourself. Snyder again in the shotgun. Brady on the side. Handoff to Brady. Brady running through the center. He's through. Oh, Brady's still through. Could this be 3? No, he's going to be taken down right around the 5. Chance Brady went into a large amount of men there for Bowdoin on the D-line and just powered his way through with his short but strong build and got right up to the 5-yard line. What a day for Chance Brady.
And the Jumbos right back into it.
And a quick pass, but Rando fell over. Too fast from Snyder, and Rando couldn't handle it.
Jumbo's certainly going with a very fast-paced offense right now. They just want to keep the momentum going, keep the ball, and stay in control of this game.
2nd and goal at the 5-yard line here for Tufts.
And now they'll take a couple seconds to recompose, get their next play set, get the guys back on the line.
Do you think Brady has a chance at his 3rd touchdown here, Bobby?
I think they should go for it. He's having a great game. The O-line's doing a great job blocking, and he's finding holes.
And they hand it off to him. Brady running around the side. He's out to the side. He's making it, and he's through! Touchdown, Chance Brady. That's his 3rd touchdown of the day. He's having himself a great game, and we're going to have a replay coming up right now so Bobby can take you through exactly what Chance Brady did right there for his 3rd touchdown of the day.
Absolutely. So here we go. Here's the snap, and look at this great coverage by the offensive line. Brady goes all the way around to the right. He sees a hole. He goes around, and he doesn't hesitate even for a second. Very nice aggressive run by Chance Brady for his 3rd touchdown of the day.
And Holmquist out for another extra point here. And the snap, Holmquist, the kick is up, and it's good. And that will make it 34-10 Tufts. A 24-point gap for Bowdoin to try and overcome in the next 25 minutes of this game.
One thing that the Jumbos are really doing very well right now is just playing with confidence. You know, they're taking their play. They're not hesitating when they see a hole. They're going through it, and they have a lot of conviction with their decision-making right now. They certainly are feeding off of the energy from the crowd, and they are showing the Polar Bears who is boss right now.
Do you find it interesting that in a side note, that the Bowdoin's been having so much trouble defending the Tufts defensive line, especially since their coach, J.B. Wells, was the offensive line coach for Trinity for so long, especially while Jay Savetti, the Tufts head coach, was playing for them?
You know, absolutely. You would think that, you know, the coach with the experience, he'd teach it down, pass it down to the guys on the team a little bit more, but, you know, it's easier said than done.
Very true. And we have Holmquist out again for another kickoff. That'll be his 2nd of this half. Tufts up 34-10, 9:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. Holmquist with the kick. Running back is Barone, and he'll field that right in the end zone, and it'll be another touchback that'll take Bowdoin right up to the 25-yard line, and we'll see what they can do this time.
25-yard line.
And the fans are starting to file back into the stands after taking a lunch break for halftime. So we'll look for this energy to get back up with the crowd, and the Jumbos will certainly feed off of it to keep the momentum going.
It's a really good crowd for homecoming here today.
Absolutely.
And it's a really beautiful day as well. Here in sunny Somerville.
So the Polar Bears line up, trying to get back on the offensive flow right now.
Drakely in the pistol. Shoveled over. Oh, and it's Tichy with a throw. Not the best throw, but that will be caught by Vilas. He's having himself a good day. Nick Vilas, the sophomore, will get you a replay at that trick play right in a moment.
I do not like how wide open he was. There were 3 or 4 Jumbos right around the same area as the receiver there, and they just gave him all the room in the world. Here we go. Let's look at this replay. A nice pass. And then there you go. Nick Vilas wide open with 3 guys surrounding him, but they don't put any pressure on the ball.
Tichy now with 2 attempts at passing and one successful and 1 not so successful. Drakely with the ball. Passes, and that will be incomplete. Well pressured there by Tufts. And that was Steve DiCienzo on the from Abington, Mass. On the defense.
Here you go, 2nd and 10 now.
Right at the 50-yard line. Bowdoin trying to force their way into Tufts territory and get on the board to overcome this 24-point deficit in this 3rd quarter. Drakely with the hard count to try and draw off sides. Almost gets a DL, but doesn't quite come off. Bowdoin are trying anything right now. Drakely with the pass. Looks short. And that's intercepted by Tufts. Oh, he could go all the way. Drakely, the only man in between him and the end zone. Tichy. He could. Oh, no. Right at the 5-yard line. What a play.
And this crowd is going wild as the Tufts Jumbos intercept the ball, get back to the 5-yard line, and here they're ready to score another touchdown perhaps and build upon this 34-10 lead.
And that's Alexander Lapiana with the interception. And we have a replay right here.
The Jumbos are not slowing down at all. Here they have a 24-point lead, but they're just trying to build it on deeper and deeper. They're just laying it on.
And Drakeley trying to go short, but LaPiana just gets right in there and runs it all the way back to the 5-yard line. A 45-yard return there for him. Snyder in the shotgun. Takes a snap. Handoff. And that's Borelli for 1 yard. Maybe 2.
It's very easy for a team with such a large lead this late in the game to just kind of take it easy and relax a little bit. But the Jumbos are not doing that. In fact, they're staying very intense, very focused, and they're just playing very good football right now.
Tufts wants to give the alumni and the students who have come out to Zimmern Field today for homecoming a great time. And they're going to do that by getting more and more points on the board, and especially if they can add a touchdown here. Snyder and Borelli still in the back. Snyder with a snap. Under pressure, it passes, and it's just short. Pass intended. Pass intended for number 86, and that is... And that is Nick Green.
So it's 3rd and 4 for the Jumbos here as they line up on the 4-yard line, and they're going to try and go for another touchdown right now. They'll take a field goal, but they love a touchdown.
This is Chance Brady territory, but they have Borelli behind next to Snyder. Low pass, Snyder handles well. Out, and Rando can't do anything with it. He's gobbled up right around the 5, so they'll be right back where they started for the 4th down.
So the Jumbos will most likely line up for the field goal here.
And Holmquist is coming out to take another attempt at a field goal.
He's having himself a very good day.
Yes, he is. Holmquist, he's had 3 field goals. Holmquist has had 2 field goals so far. He's going for his 3rd one. This would be his 7th completed field goal on the season. Team set up, awaiting the snap. Snaps out. Holmquist kick is up, and it's good. Holmquist perfect on the day with kicking.
And that brings the lead to 37-10 for Tufts. They're certainly staying aggressive right now. After coming off a 2014 season in which they were undefeated at home, the Jumbos are certainly keeping the momentum going this year after starting 2-0 on the season. They now have a 37-10 lead against the Bowdoin Polar Bears, and they will look to improve their record on the year to 3-0.
And they're doing very well even while Bowdoin has been shutting down their biggest offensive threat, which is Jack Killeen, number 81, the junior, who last week was the NESCAC Offensive Player of the Week with 200 yards on 9 catches and 2 touchdowns. And he's done very little. He has 2 catches for 28 yards today, but Tufts has really been spreading the ball around, don't you think?
Absolutely, and you know what else the Jumbos are doing very well is not only are they spreading the ball around, but they're having a nice mix between rushing and passing. They're really keeping the Polar Bears defense on their toes, and Bowdoin really just doesn't know what to expect anymore when the Jumbos have the ball.
And Holmquist has gone to the other side of the field and is now going to kick the ball off for Bowdoin to get another shot after the interception. Kick down. And it's going to go out of bounds, so that'll take the ball right up to the 35-yard line. That's the first mistake we've seen from Holmquist today.
Holmquist has had himself a very good day. Several touchbacks earlier in the game, and this is something that the Polar Bears have not had so far, the opportunity to start with the ball that far up the field. But we're getting to the point of the game where they still have time, but they're not going to be able to make many more mistakes if they really want to have any chance at winning this game.
Yeah, the Polar Bears here, just like the French novelist Marcel Proust, are in search of lost time. They've already lost a half of getting only 10 points and falling really far behind, and they just need to work to try and get back into this game and overcome this 24-point deficit.
Absolutely. With 7 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, they've still got time, but they really can't waste any of it.
And they're going to try and do that through Tim Drakeley. Takes a snap. Oh, and he's brought down. What a play by Tufts.
I just love the aggression and energy that the Jumbos are playing with this late in the game. They're really just keeping it going. They're keeping the momentum. They're keeping the ball rolling. And they're just trying to build on this lead and continue with playing aggressive offense and defense.
And that is Micah Atticke's on the sack. He now has 1 sack and 1 interception on the day. A good afternoon for him among the entire Tufts team. And so this will make it. But there is a flag, apparently. Is there? unsportsmanlike conduct on the celebration there for Atticus. So he now has a penalty, a sack, and an interception. And that will move Bowdoin well up 15 yards, and that's not what you want to see, especially after such a good play for Tufts.
Jumbos certainly are getting very riled up with this large crowd here. They want to have a good time at homecoming, but at the same time, they've got a game to play, and they've got to make sure they follow the rules.
And so they move up now to the 47-yard line. Bowdoin. Snap for Drakely. Handoff. Borelli. No, not Borelli. Tichy. Tichy's taken down right at the 51-yard line. And that'll move him up 5 yards, so that'll make it a 2nd and 5 for Bowdoin here.
Just like to draw attention to the scoreboard, it's 37-10,
37.
not 34. So we just had a small technical error. It is 37-10.
It's hard to keep track of all the points that Tufts are putting up here.
Indeed it is, and they will look to keep it going. But first, they must get the stop on 2nd and 7.
Snap to Drakely. Drakely rolling out to his right. Passing deep. Intended for Barone. Caught by Barone right at the 8-yard line. What a catch. What a catch there by Daniel Barone, the senior. He's having himself a great day as well. That's another big play for Bowdoin, and we'll have a replay right now. Coming up right in a sec, and Bobby will take you through exactly what Barone did.
And Barone was one-on-one. It was man coverage there, and he just beat his defender. Here we go with the replay. And a good rollout by the quarterback to try and find space. Not the best throw in the world, but good focus by Barone, keeping his eye on the ball the whole time, never losing sight of it, and just good concentration as the defender had a hand in his face.
And they'll take a timeout now to evaluate what to do next. So what do you think of your first Tufts homecoming, Bobby?
Honestly, it's great. You know, the crowd is very riled up. There's a lot of great energy here at the field, and it's just a lot of fun. The Jumbos certainly are feeding off of all the energy that the fans are providing. Charlie, would you like to tell the fans a little bit more about the history of homecoming?
I would love to provide a history lesson on homecoming. So homecoming is the practice of welcoming alumni back to a school, and it started around the start of the 20th century. One of the first homecomings was Northern Illinois University in 1903, and it soon turned into a way of promoting the sports of a school and providing a communal event in sports that people can partake in. And now back to the game. History lesson over, and now we're back in the present, where Bowdoin are now going to try and force their way in from the 7-yard line. 1st and goal here, 7 yards to get in. Drakely under center, Tichy right behind him. Takes a snap, hands off to Tichy. Tichy running to the outside, makes his way through. Can he get in? And he's in for a touchdown! That is Andrew Tichy, the freshman running back, on the touchdown, and that will take it to 37-16 Tufts, pending an extra point to add a point on.
That was just a good all-around play for the Bowdoin Polar Bears. The offensive line did a good job following their blocks and creating space for the running back. And here you go with Tichy. He follows through, finds the hole, and just barrels his way in there.
He's a small guy, but he has a lot of strength to break those tackles. And extra point is up, and that's good. Andrew Sisti on the extra point.
And that brings the score up to 37 points for the Jumbos and 17 points for the Polar Bears.
Bowdoin really needed that after Chance Brady's run in the pass to open Tufts scoring in the second half.
Absolutely, and with just under 6 minutes to go in the third quarter, they still have time to catch up, but we're getting to that point in the game where the Polar Bears just need to be efficient with their drives, and they really can't afford to be making many mistakes. Anytime they get the ball in their possession, they really just need to take advantage of it and just get some points up on the board at this point.
And even so, with these 17 points, Bowdoin have by far scored much more than they have in the past 2 games. They had not scored more than 13 points combined coming into this game, and they've now come out with 17.
Indeed, they have been very efficient with their offense in the second half, but you know what the problem is? When you give up 17 points in the first quarter, that's not a very good recipe for victory. So they will look to focus and tighten up on their defense here as the Jumbos get ready to receive the ball with 5 minutes and 48 seconds left in the third quarter. Here comes the kickoff.
Sisti set up to kick. And kick. Going back, that looks like Rando on the reception. Rando running it back. He's at the 20. He's finding a hole. Rando running through. Sisti takes him down right at the 45-yard line. What a run back there by Mike Rando. Getting Tufts, again, great field position going in to start their drive, which has been the story of the afternoon here in Medford, Somerville. And we're going to get you a replay right now of Mike Rando's wonderful run back of this Sisti kick.
And I just love the focus and concentration that Rando has here as he just follows his blocks, runs right through the holes. He's not rushing, he's taking his time and just going right where the room is, and it brings him up to the 45. A very good run by Mike Rando.
And Tufts will start at the 45, 1st and 10.
That's been a theme all day for the Jumbos as they
Snyder
start
under
with good
center.
field position.
Snyder, pass. Oh, a big hit there, but he held on. And we have the receiver down. No.
He looks okay.
And that is number 80, Xavier Fry, the tight end, the senior tight end from New Canaan, Connecticut, on the big catch for the Jumbos, taking them all the way up to the Bowdoin 43.
A tough hit that Xavier Fry just took on that play, but he's walking it off under his own power. He seems to be okay. Senior playing for 4 years, he's taken a lot of hits over his career, and he's used to it.
He's a big man, that tight end. You have to be in order to block and catch the ball like that.
Excellent catch as that brings the Jumbos up 18 yards. It's now that first down on the 45-yard line, and they will look to build on this 20-point lead that they have here in the third quarter.
In Bowdoin territory now, Snyder in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers set. Takes a snap. Handoff. Borelli. Borelli running down. Taken down right at the 28-yard line.
And I like how the Jumbos are bringing it back to the running game over here. They just got a big completion on that passing gain over there, and now they're just running, playing small ball, trying to chip some time off the clock over here.
And that's a 5-yard gain on the run for Borelli. 2nd and 5. Right at the 32-yard line. Snyder and Borelli still. 4 wide receivers. Another handoff to Borelli. Borelli through the center. Running, spins, and makes it all the way to the 28-yard line. Sorry, the 23-yard line. And that'll move the chains and create a first down for Tufts. Dominic Borelli just kind of forcing his way through. Right, Bobby?
Absolutely. The freshman Borelli overplayed with a lot of focus, and I like how he finished the play. He was aggressive all the way through. He had the defender on his back grabbing on his jersey, but he did not give up. He focused, and he fought his way with the spin move, gaining an extra few yards.
Snyder trying to psych out his opponents. Takes a snap. Hands it off again to Borelli. Borelli running to the outside. And he's taken down by 2 men for Bowdoin right around the 23-yard line again.
The Jumbos are not getting a lot of
Gains
yards
1 or
on
2
these
yards.
runs, but they are just chipping some time off the clock. They're keeping possession of the ball, and that's what you've got to do at this point in the game.
And already there's only 4 minutes left in the third quarter here.
Absolutely. They're doing a good job keeping the ball rolling. They're doing a good job keeping the clock going.
No gain there, 2nd and 10.
And they're on the 35-yard line. The 25-yard line, excuse me.
Snyder and Borelli still. Some big cheers for Snyder. Snyder in the pocket. Passes up. Oh! A diving attempt by number 86, Nick Dean, the tight end, but he just can't come down with it. Good pass, maybe slightly too far for Dean there.
Snyder did a good job getting that ball between the 2 defenders. He did not have a lot of room to work with, but he got the ball just in there. But, it was just a tough catch, and would have been a very impressive play if he had brought that down.
And that sets up Tufts for a 3rd and 10 here. Still Snyder and Borelli. Snyder takes a snap, fakes a handoff, runs out to the right, passes, forward. Oh, nice catch there. And that is number 19, Ben Barry, on the catch.
And that'll bring the Jumbos to within 10 yards of scoring another touchdown.
That is Barry's 3rd catch on the day. He already has 1 touchdown, and now he's moving the chains for Tufts, taking him all the way to the 10-yard line.
Another first down as the Jumbos just keep steamrolling down the field. They're in control right now.
Snyder takes a snap. Hands off. Borelli running. Borelli making some space. Staying up. And he's just forced back, but on forward momentum, that'll take him all the way up to the 3-yard line and make it and make it 2nd and 3.
I've been very impressed with Dominic Borelli's aggression so far today. He is not afraid to run into a defender and just put his head down and steamroll through.
And so the Jumbos now have another great opportunity right near the goal line to punch it into the end zone. One wide receiver, fullback on the field, Borelli behind Snyder. Snyder takes a snap, hands off to Borelli. Borelli running to the outside. Borelli forcing his way in, and he'll be in with a touchdown. 43-17 Tufts. Dominic Borelli getting a touchdown. 4 touchdowns on the ground for Tufts today.
A nice play by Dominic Borelli. Here you're going to see a replay, and there's one receiver lined up. Everyone knows that the rush is coming. Dominic Borelli just puts his head down and just barrels in there. Fearless. And here comes
Holmquist up for the extra point. Getting a lot of practice reps in here. And the chip shot is good, and that'll take it up to 44-17 Tufts. Tufts came in here with a statement to make. It's homecoming. You want to show what you've done in the first 2 games against the fans, to the fans, and you also want to revenge that loss last time.
Absolutely. The Jumbos have really transformed their program.
It looks like there was a penalty on that play, so they're going to retake this extra point. So for the moment, it remains 43-17. Holmquist getting another shot at it. And the snap. The kick is good. 44-17 Tufts. 2 minutes and 27 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
So it took an extra try, but it got the job done as the Jumbos keep their lead increasing. And as I was saying earlier, they've really done a good job
that was no good.
increasing the program over the years.
And so apparently the kick was no good. So it remains 43-17. And they'll send him out for, and Holmquist will get a chance to redeem himself on this oncoming kickoff to see if Bowdoin can get the good field position that Tufts has been enjoying during this game. So do you think there's a way back in for Bowdoin right now?
It's going to be very tough. They're going to just have to focus, and they're going to have to believe in themselves. They've got quite a bit of ground to make up, and the Jumbos really are not going to. They're not going to give the Polar Bears any rope to play with here. They want to make a statement in front of this home crowd. Jumbos fans are very riled up for homecoming today.
And Holmquist for the kickoff. Kick down. Barone behind it. Barone catches it at the 5. Keeps on running down the side. Barone finds a hole, and he's brought down right around the 25-yard line, and that'll set up Bowdoin for another drive.
And the Polar Bears will have just over 2 minutes to go in this quarter before the time is up, and they switch directions for the 4th quarter.
Bowdoin's going to have to make something happen quick here, and let's see if they can do it through Tim Drakely and company. 1st and 10 here. Drakely with no backs, 4 receivers in the shotgun. Takes a snap, looks back, passed out, tackled right behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 1. Good play there by Tufts.
And the Jumbos.
And it looks like Tim Drakely's been taken out of this game. Now under center is Noah Nelson, the freshman quarterback from Falmouth, Maine.
The Jumbos continue playing their aggressive defense, not giving up any yards that are unnecessary to the Polar Bears as they look to make a statement here today.
Do you think J.B. Wells is giving up on this game by putting Noah Nelson in?
At this point, he probably is, and you know what? It's a safe thing to do. You're not very likely to make up this deficit, and you don't want your star players getting injured.
So it becomes essentially a practice now for the next quarter and a bit.
Yeah, you just want to get some reps in for your bench guys. Let them get some practice in and just make sure you make it out of this game without any big injuries. You get an L in the loss column, but you don't need to have an extra L with guys getting injured.
And so 3rd and 13 now for Noah Nelson and the Bowdoin offense. In the shotgun, Tichy to his left, takes a snap into the pocket, airing it out deep. Oh, and the receiver fell over. A lot of people falling over right around the 50-yard line today. Could that be a result of the rain yesterday?
It could be. It's very dry today. Very sunny day, so the field has dried up quite a bit, but there could possibly still be some wet patches over on there.
And so Bowdoin will have no choice but to punt this ball. 4th and 13. Andrew Morochik out to take the punt. And let's see how good field position Tufts can get yet again. Rando out to receive. The punt is deep. Rando letting it roll, which was a mistake, and that'll roll all the way back to the 30-yard line. The 28, exactly. What a kick from Morochik. Really good spin there to get it moving.
Bowdoin has not had the best luck today with the rolls on their punts, but they get a good roll there, and that'll bring the Jumbos back a few extra yards. A nice break for the Polar Bears. And we've got about 52 seconds left to go as the Jumbos will take the ball on their own 29-yard line.
Now at quarterback for the Jumbos, number 9, Mike McLaughlin, the sophomore from Haddonfield, New Jersey. He's an econ major. McLaughlin with the snap. Handoff. Rush, and he's down 5 yards further, and that'll be a gain of 5 and take it to around 2nd and 5. And they're penalized for illegal formation. That'll take Tufts back again and worsen the field position.
This will be McLaughlin's first action on the season, as he has not gotten to play yet at all. But with a 43-17 lead, it's nice for the Jumbos to be able to let their backups get some action in. First and 15 as the Jumbos at the ball on their own 24-yard line.
In the backfield is Luke Martin, who runs it now and takes it right up around to the 39-yard line, and that'll make it 2nd and 11. Sorry, Connor Moriarty on the carry.
With just 15 seconds to go in the quarter, we will see if the Jumbos will let the clock run out or if they'll try to get one more play in.
And it looks like they're going to let it run out here and then swap sides and get ready for a 4th quarter.
So we end the 3rd quarter with the Jumbos leading 43-17. They will look to finish the job in the 4th quarter. So that's it for me today. I'm finished my training, and we're going to have Ravi come back for the 4th quarter.
And we'd like to thank Bobby for taking us through the 3rd quarter with me today and having a great time training and getting ready to contribute more to JumboCast in the future.
And I'd like to thank the fans for listening. It really makes my job a lot better.
Thank you, Bobby. They're just finishing honoring another one of the NCAA champions, and we're about to. I'm Charlie Driver, and Ravi Chinsky to my left. And we're going to take you through the 4th quarter here.
Where the Jumbos have a 4-possession lead over the Bowdoin Polar Bears. But like I said in the halftime show, these Jumbos did not take it easy. They continued to play aggressive, scoring 16 points here in the 3rd quarter. And now we're at a point where it's backups.
McLaughlin on the side, running, taking it himself, and he'll take it for about 5 yards. That'll make it a 3rd and 5 for the Jumbos at the 24-yard line.
McLaughlin trying to prove himself here. I mean, 5'10" quarterback, that's
sophomore as well.
A sophomore as well, so this is another sophomore ready to step up into a role. Alex Snyder following him, and he's going to get a chance here to play out this 4th quarter.
This 4th quarter is as much about the future as it is about the present homecoming. This is paving the way for homecomings to come and hopefully more wins down the line. McLaughlin with a snap, running with it again. He'll get the first down and more. Taken down right around the 40-yard line. He'll make it to the 39. Another good run for Mike McLaughlin.
Exactly, and I remember earlier in this game where Alex Snyder would try to do designed runs, but when he would do design runs, he'd get taken down. McLaughlin here showing on design runs that I can run it, and I will make it.
He's really got some ability, and Tufts needs to keep it on the ground in order to run out this clock and secure a win and a 3-0 start for the season.
I agree with that entirely, and now I wouldn't expect too many passes, maybe one here or there to pick up some change, throw defense off guard from
McLaughlin with the handoff.
Backs.
On the run, on the side, taken down for a gain of about no yards, maybe one.
Running
And that is Connor Moriarty on the run, taking over for Chance Brady and Dominic Borelli in the backfield.
And it's exactly right. We want to, at this point, don't get your guys injured. Let the not that you want the backups injured, but you want the backups to get some valuable playing time experience and to see the field here, even though this game seems like it's a bit out of hand at this point.
2nd and 10 for the Jumbos here.
It's not a lost cause yet, though. Maybe
No.
they can make it a game.
Mike McLaughlin passes, bobbled but completed.
And he is 1 for 1.
1 for 1 with some yards rushing. That's number 10, Matt Cahill, the senior wide receiver from Sudbury, Massachusetts.
We're starting to get to see some of that arm, change of pace, don't make it so all the linebackers are loading the box waiting for the running backs. So
3rd and 3 here from McLaughlin. In the shotgun. To his left is Connor Moriarty. 3 receivers. Takes a snap, hands it off to Moriarty. Moriarty has the first down and a few more. He'll make it 3 yards on the end of that, and the chains will move.
And it's pretty interesting. While they do let the play clock go, they're not letting the play clock drop all the way down. But what's more is they're still not doing a huddled offense, as very wisely pointed out by one of our Twitter viewers. And it's interesting that they're not and letting the play clock go all the way down, because at this point we're starting to hit a point in the game where now it's about the runs, slowing the clock down, and just playing the nice, easy runs. There's no need to, at this point, really rub it in too much, but you want to stay enough aggressive that you can score a few more points here and there to keep this lead.
And McLaughlin screen out to the side, running down and tackled.
Good positive yards once again. Story of this game for Tufts today has been that they've been getting those small positive gains, putting themselves in good positions to move the chains and just really play a nice, smart game.
And that was George Burns on the reception. 2nd and 6 here for McLaughlin, leading the offense for a change, taking over for Alex Snyder, who played very well through the first 3 quarters and now gets to rest himself and get ready for next week's game against Trinity on the 17th here at Zimmern Field. Hand off to Moriarty. Moriarty running through the seam, and he'll get down right at the 1 yard to go.
There is a flag on the field, and we will bring you that once we know what it is.
And they'll be holding on the offense, so that'll send Tufts back a bit.
A typical holding call in that position where they were loading the box once again and saw the pressure that was going to be on the Tufts running back. So typical old hold. Put him back 10 yards.
Bowdoin's performance today could be classified as similar to Bowdoin's famous alumni James K. Polk's presidency. It's not been great, but it's not really been terrible. There have been some positives for Bowdoin. Like, they've scored 17 points, which is more than they've scored combined the whole season. Handoff here to Moriarty. Moriarty making a run, and he will get right up to the 38-yard line.
And a very strong run here. I mean, this Bowdoin team, I don't think the Bowdoin team was very ready for a run at that point, which, surprisingly, I think they should be ready for a run a good amount of the times at this point where we're at in this game. They want any chance of this, they're going to have to make a stop here at 3rd and 9, try to get the ball back and really move fast.
For sure. Even with their freshman quarterback under center, Noah Nelson. Fakes a handoff. McLaughlin out to the side, and he will be sacked. Brought down hard by number 34, Philippe Archambault, the Canadian from Montreal, freshman linebacker for Bowdoin. First sack of the day for Bowdoin.
Impressive pronunciation there, but I'll tell you one thing about that. We'll take your replay of the sack. As you could see here, he was trying to get out, but not fast enough there for the defensive lineman there to go pull him down.
Quick speed from the Canadian.
Interestingly enough, a very smart decision to not throw the ball away there and just keep the clock going.
And here comes Holmquist to punt it down. 2 receivers for Bowdoin.
Puts a lot of hang time under that
And that's a deep, deep kick and taken down right around the 10-yard line. Very good special teams defense there.
And a story of the game once again seeing Bowdoin's field position. They are always starting from within their own red zone, which is very not ideal for most of the game, but especially here deep in this one.
Noah Nelson now has a chance to lead Bowdoin 90 yards to the end zone and try and claw way back in this game. Down 43-17, 9 minutes 42 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Nelson in the shotgun.
The pep band getting a little loud here now.
Nelson going for the pass, completed to number 84, and that is Brian Porter on the reception, the tight end, and that is his first catch of the game.
And see, that's the way to do it. Just get small, like these type of gains. I mean, eventually they are going to have to air one out here because they are late in this game and they have a lot of ground to cover. But for now, it's a nice little change of pace, kind of slants. Never hurt anyone.
Nelson with the snap, rolling out to his right. Pass is short, caught, and that's down right around. That's number 32 on the catch, Jake Rourke, the freshman running back from Linfield, Mass.
And a good quick release there by the quarterback as he had pressure coming from his blind side. That, they talk about quarterbacks gaining like a sixth sense of who's around them and who's coming from behind them. And maybe that's what these reps are good for, acquiring that little sixth sense there.
We're seeing 2 quarterbacks in Nelson and McLaughlin who don't like to stay in the pocket that much. They really move around, don't they? Pass out to Barone, caught, and that'll take him right down, right around the first. And they'll give it to him. That'll move the chains.
Interestingly, we were saying about how quarterbacks need to throw deeper at this point. They're throwing kind of really far passes, but to the sidelines. They need to go, vertical with some of these throws now. They need to show Tufts that you can't just stay in a zone offense and stay right within our field, like within the chains. You need to back up. And this quarterback is not taking those chances, which if you're not going to take them now, I don't know when you're going to take them.
Very true, and that could also be a credit, though, to Tufts' defending of these deep routes, which has been a problem earlier in the game, but maybe now they're just improving with some of the second stringers that are in here.
I agree with that entirely. They did have some struggles. They were looking somewhat solid. I think another attribute would be the pressure, the immense pressure that Tufts' D-line can just get on a quarterback. But regardless, this quarterback needs to buy himself a little more time. He needs to really find a way to try to go deep.
And with the timeout, you may have asked yourself, like I did when I looked at the schedule, what's Bowdoin? Where is it?
So why don't you tell us a little history lesson right now?
Founded in 1794, Bowdoin is a small liberal arts college in Brunswick, Maine. It has 1,839 students and is one of the smaller members of NESCAC, which is the conference that Tufts and Bowdoin both play in. Notable alumni, as I mentioned before, James K. Polk, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, the poet, and the author of the Scarlet Letter, Nathaniel Hawthorne. Now, Nathaniel Hawthorne in the Scarlet Letter would always see, like Reverend Dimsdale saw, a red A in the sky at some point. Do you think the Bowdoin are just seeing 3 red L's on the field right now?
Don't tell them that, but they probably are.
And the pass? Oh, almost came down with it there. Almost a great one-handed catch, but it didn't work out. And
hopefully they don't get kicked out of society, kind of like in the Scarlet Letter.
Like Hester Prynne?
That wouldn't, no, we wouldn't want that. They're student athletes. This is a thing they do, but they also are students. They know they're going to have successful careers. That's what they're going for, not trying to get kicked out of places for, Hester Prynne style.
Losing football is a different crime to adultery.
It is.
And that'll be a first down for Bowdoin. And that'll move the chains. And move them right up to the 45-yard line, trying to make their way into Tufts territory and maybe claw a little way back into this with their big polar ball paw.
Their big
polar bear paw.
And that polar bear claw has seemed to been a little dull today for a decent amount, but they here with the backups. It's a game of backups at this point. Maybe they can sharpen those claws up.
Nelson under center, takes a snap, goes back to pass, moves up, passes, goes deep. Oh, it's open. Oh, a beautiful catch there. And that's 87, Ken Scollin, who almost came down with a diving catch in the end zone, but this time getting a big gain, taking him right up to the 12-yard line for Tufts and seeing if they can get into 20. And we'll have a replay right now that Ravi can take you through.
See here, gets out on the outside, quarterback sees him, and he takes the throw, but it's not a deep enough pass. He has to stop and come back to come and catch this ball. Good tackle there by the Tufts defensive backs, but had this throw been thrown while he was in the process of his stride, while he was in stride, that should have been 6 to the house.
That's Scollin's first catch of the day. Fake handoff by Nelson. Nelson lobs it into the end zone in the back, and that'll go overthrown right out of the end zone and set up a 2nd and 10 for Bowdoin.
And I'll tell you about that last play. Bowdoin got very lucky because he got hit from behind while he threw that. And he got very lucky that that ball did have enough air on it to get out of the end zone rather than another interception in this game, which that would have been, as they say in Madden football, the ice on the cake.
Very true. And that would have killed all the momentum for Bowdoin that Noah Nelson has been working hard to create here with that long play and chipping away and getting down the field. Fakes a handoff, lobs it into the corner of the end zone, and that's Barone for the catch. And he's come down with it. Touchdown. Barone, that's his 2nd of the day.
That was an absolutely beautiful catch and throw. That was a staple type of thing, a nice fade off to the corner. And I'm sure that Tufts defensive back is going to see that tomorrow because he was in the position to potentially make that play. He just did not look back fast enough.
And we've got a replay here.
So as you can see, there is the fade by Barone, and the ball's up, and if he just turned around, he may have gotten a hand out on it, but instead we have a nice throw and catch to Barone.
And Sisti with the extra point, but no, there's a penalty on the play.
And he gets very lucky here. That would have been just that 6 points instead of 7. But we're going to get a try again, a do-over.
And that's neutral zone infraction for the Tufts defense, and that'll move it up a tiny bit. Not make it necessarily any easier than it already was, but Sisti will get another shot.
Well, a do-over is better than hitting it into the crossbar, so
very true.
Let's see if he could capitalize on that.
Sisti sets up for another try. Snap, kick, and it's good.
And he takes advantage of his do-over as he drives that through.
43 to Tufts, 24 for Bowdoin. 6.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter, and we're just running out of time here with some backups in play.
The backup bowl, if you will. Backup bowl of homecoming.
And the crowd is not really thinned out at all, though. They're still enjoying the view, enjoying, if you're an alumni, reminiscing about your days gone by at Tufts, or if you're a student, just taking in a successful football team in a way that we haven't seen before.
2 years prior, the fans every day would come hoping that they would see their first win in 31 games every game, but last year when it finally happened, it was quite a sight to see. You should have seen it. Everybody rushed out on the field. It was amazing. The feelings were all there. And I'm sure even this year, even though this could potentially be the 5th straight home win for this Jumbo's team, you will see the fans probably crowd the field, and I wouldn't be too surprised if 1 or 2 footballs get mooted out of the field too. But you know, it's going to be overwhelming to watch all this and this team that's worked so hard for this. And with the kickoff, we are off.
And that will roll out of bounds and take it up to the 35. Another good field position for Tufts.
And again, Tufts just getting the rolls on going out of bounds. They're just, I would love to almost know what the average field position for Tufts has been. And if I were to take a kind of estimate, I would say it's been around the 30-yard line, 25, 30-yard line, which is extremely ideal for a football team.
And that may in part explain the 43 points that Tufts has on the board here, trying to make it up to 50 going here. A half century for homecoming.
And that is exactly right, going for a half, yeah.
And it's McLaughlin in the back with Moriarty. Oh, a fumbled snap, but well held there by Max Athey, who's now the junior running back, who's now in the backfield, number 11.
And those are the kinds of things you don't want to see, especially like ever in a game, but especially now. There's no need for that. Just take a solid snap, keep your eye on the ball, just run the clock out, run your plays, get first downs. You're not trying to rub it in, but just hold on to the ball. Good, very lucky recovery there for them. They're doing huddled offenses now. They're looking to wind the clock down, but hold on to it.
2nd and 15 now for Tufts at the 30-yard line. McLaughlin in the shotgun. Hands it off. And Athey with the run, and he'll get right up to the 36-yard line.
And he gains back probably everything that they lost in that last
And one more, I believe. It's now around a 3rd and 9.
Now just wind the clock down. As we see, the play clock is at 26. Let it go down to the lower 2 digits, or maybe even single digits. There's no need to stress out right now about this. It's just a nice, easy, casual thing at this point.
And it looks like even the ball boys over by the play clock have lost interest in this game. Just kind of playing around over there, pushing and shoving each other. McLaughlin with the snap, handoff to Athey. Athey running through, and he'll get a first down and make it all the way up to the 47-yard line. What a good run from Max Athey.
And those are the kinds of plays that a Bowdoin coach, like a linebacker coach, is going to have a talk with those kind of players, because you know they're going to run at this point. You just load up the box or get ready to do a contain. And we'll see a replay about how it almost seems like some of the Bowdoin players have lost interest. Missing a tackle there, almost missing a second tackle. You got to bring them down the first time. You could have had the ball back, try get a few more points, but instead we have another Tufts first down, which again is the story of this game.
And McLaughlin will try and push into Bowdoin territory here. The snap, handoff again to Athey. Athey running through the center, and he's going to get eaten up by the defensive line for a gain of 1.
A little note that I'm starting to realize is that the wide receivers at Tufts are really doing a good job selling the play that they're actually about to take off and do a running route. And these cornerbacks for Bowdoin are kind of falling for it. They should take a chance and come in.
And that may just be, that's another thing. It's all about it's not only about what you see, the big plays like that you see the quarterback and the running backs make, but it's also the little things like the wide receivers on the run play.
Exactly. I mean, and the offensive linemen sometimes get really aggressive.
Often with a snap. Athey on the run, and he will make it all the way to the 53-yard line, maybe even the 54. And that will make it 3rd and 3 for the Jumbos.
Again, there's no reason that he should be able to break so many tackles like that. These are defensive linemen and linebackers. We're talking about they're getting pulled around by these smaller running backs. I don't even know.
Athey is only 5'6", so he's just using his size and speed to just kind of get through these tiny holes.
I mean, when you're a small running back, you got a lot of leg strength in there.
Oh, for sure. And a low center of gravity, too. Another handoff to Athey. Athey running through the center, and he will get right up to the 45-yard line, and that will set up a punt for Tufts.
And see, those are the kinds of stops Bowdoin, if they had made during this game, they might not be where they are right now. However, I will give one thing to Bowdoin's credit. On the last play, the linebacker helped up the Tufts running back. And when you see something like that, it's like, okay, the score is what it is, but you know what? There's still good sportsmanship in the air, and that's a very important thing in these kinds of games.
For sure.
Especially at this time.
And we have Holmquist now coming out for a punt. And back are 2 Bowdoin players to receive. Punts up. Under it is Barone, and he will have a fair catch around the 8. So another bad field position for Bowdoin, thanks to a good punt from Holmquist.
And Holmquist this game, I mean, he may not get the same recognition that someone like a Snyder did, or like a lot of the wide receivers or Chance Brady, but you know what? He's been pinning them back all day long. He's been solid with his extra points and his field goals, which get taken for granted a lot in these kinds of divisional games, where the special teams is a little rusty sometimes. But it's an impressive thing to see Holmquist and the special teams really look like a special teams unit.
And the snap. Nelson, incomplete, pass to really no one.
A little miscommunication there. The route runner kind of did a little bit of a button hook, but I think he was expected to cut back out to the left side. So these are the kinds of little tweaks that I guess backups don't really get the experience to play with, but this is how they learn. And in the future, if this is the quarterback of their future for a little while at least, these are the kinds of things that you just learn from this kind of situation.
Nelson, 2nd and 10 at the 9. Takes a snap, looks for the pass. Quick pass out to the right. And that is caught by number 81, Nick Vilas, who's had himself a good day and is still on the field catching balls.
And it's surprising to me, he did have the opportunity to run out of bounds, and yet he decided to stay and try to do a little trickery, but he didn't get it. And now we're at the 2-minute point, and for any viewers out there who were confused like me last year and thought there was a 2-minute warning, there isn't. So we're going to keep going.
We're just going to let the clock wind down, and so until the festivities can start up again for Tufts with a homecoming win. And that's incomplete from Nelson. Another pass out, but there's a flag that looks like it could be pass interference.
There may be a pass interference on that play. The way those flags were thrown, it very well could have been.
Right after the ball went by. Yep. And that's defensive pass interference, and that'll move it right up to around the 27-yard line.
Gives them the first down, too. Most times coaches probably would be pretty upset with that, but right now I'm sure the way Savetti has handled this team and handled this game, that's just it's a flaw that's going to go overlooked the way it should be.
So who do you think, Ravi, has been your player of the game?
So, I mean, I think the player that in the beginning it seemed like it might have been like Chance Brady with his touchdowns. Then they gave him a diminished role, and the other running back, Borelli, really had himself a great game with his aggressive running style. Holmquist, I think he deserves some kind of star of the game. So if I had to, and Snyder he can't be overlooked, but I would give my player of the game here to probably Borelli for holding on and being the workhorse back.
2nd and 5, throw up. Oh, and it's caught. Is that in bounds? And they're going to give it to him.
But I would give it to Dominic Borelli for his aggressive style of running, his never giving up, and he got his few touchdowns. He really was, and he didn't fumble, he didn't make any unnecessary mistakes, so I would give it to him. Who would be your player of the game in this one, Charlie?
I agree with Borelli. He's really the unsung hero of this team. Brady has the fantasy stats, and that's a sack of Nelson right at the 48. Borelli has been the unsung hero of this team, really making it tick while Brady is the glitz he runs, Borelli has been making the offense work and flow.
Exactly. He's a very aggressive runner. Since I'm a Proud Jets fan, he's almost a little mini Ivory.
2nd and 19, pass from Nelson, complete, gain of around 10 yards.
I'm just going to go and call him a little mini Chris Ivory because, once again, I'm just supporting the Jets here.
Another catch for Brian Porter there. And we have around half a minute left in this game.
Half a minute, and everyone will storm the field most likely. And if they don't, that would be a little disappointing to have said that on air, but I think they will.
And we have the fans getting more and more excited with the impending end of regulation and another Tufts win and a 3-0 start for Jay Savetti's team.
More importantly, 5-0 at home.
In the past 2 years. Oh! Ow! What a catch! Porter comes up with the catch after the ball is knocked out of Nelson's hands into the air. That's a great play there.
And if Bowdoin doesn't decide to use that last timeout right now, which I think they did.
And this will be it. Tufts, the final score will be 43 to Tufts. Oh, no.
They took a timeout.
They took a timeout?
They're taking a timeout because they have one left.
It's an interesting decision. We have a replay here
and we're going to see a replay of, as you can see, looking, maybe taking a little too long. And from his blind side, he has it knocked up. And you had a little jump ball there for 5 with 3 Tufts guys and 2 Bowdoin receivers. And the Bowdoin Polar Bears came down with it.
Porter's 6'3", 219 build really just kind of outmuscled everyone else.
And that can happen when you have that kind of size on you. But we now have 20 seconds in this game. 4th and 3. You might have maybe one good air out. Just try to air it out. And that should do it here at Zinman Field, but I promise we will give you a proper close-off when that time comes.
For sure. And the offense is coming back out to the field. Nelson ready to lead his team through the last 20 seconds. after taking over for Tim Drakely to start the fourth quarter.
Here we go with 4th and 3, 20 seconds to go.
Nelson in the shotgun. At the 35, takes a snap. Moves back. Moves up in the pocket. Passes deep towards the end zone. And that is well defended by Tufts. And that is Bryce Joyner, the sophomore, on the defense there.
And we were talking earlier about how they might have had a few troubles at defending the long pass, but they certainly did there. And that pass may have been a little out of the end zone anyhow, but still a very good effort there. Wonderful defense, and now we should be getting ready for the final knee of the game.
Yep. And it looks like they're just getting ready to put this game away here, Bowdoin, and give Tufts the victory that they have deserved.
The gates are getting opened for the fans, for the Jumbos.
And the knee. And that will be it. Tufts 43, Bowdoin 24. Tufts moves to 3-0 in the season, continues being tied for first place in NESCAC. Bowdoin moves to 0-3 on the season and is tied for the bottom. And the fans are making their way onto the field, or at least some of them are.
Some of them are, but this is still nonetheless an exciting day for Tufts football, knowing they came here, won in their homecoming fans, didn't just win, they played a very, very strong game. And just because, here on JumboCast, Charlie, we like to have some weird, funny close-offs in the end, but it's like they're going to send the polar bears back to their igloos right now. I don't think they live in igloos, but still, something to that extent.
Yep, and the polar bears are going to go, and while they've been in hibernation right now, they might wake up next week when they play Hamilton, who Tufts beat in the first week of the season in overtime on a home quiz kick.
Every game's a new chance to have a new beginning kind of deal, try to win a game. But okay, with all igloo stuff aside, they will be going to the film room or hearing from their coaches about how to improve from a game like this. Tufts will be going back to a homecoming crowd and really celebrating this, playing a very strong game here. Wonderful special teams, few great defensive efforts there, and interceptions and forced fumbles. The offense on point. Chance Brady with his 2 touchdowns. Really running really like a bull out there. The backups actually look solid. They didn't do anything, not good. They just did their thing. A strong game. What are your final thoughts on this game, Charlie?
I think it was a great performance for Tufts. They're really showing the new team that they have on this field, the team, Jay Savetti's team, that can take NESCAC by storm. And we'd like to thank you for watching with us today. It's been a great game. 43 to Tufts, 24 to Bowdoin.
And this is Ravi Chinsky and
Charlie Driver
signing off from Zimmern Field with an impressive win for
and
the
Jumbos.
Jumbos.
And our next broadcast with JumboCast will be next week on October the 17th against Trinity. Please be with us then.
And that is Parents Weekend, so parents of Jumbos, definitely be there, and Jumbos, and anybody else who wants to watch.
Thank you.